Welcome back to What Remains. This is session number 15, entitled That Which Lies Below. Last session, the group, after spending some time in the town of Land's End, decided that they were going to enter into the old stone ruins to the north of the town and investigate them. In doing so, they found the remnants of some very deceased cultists, death cultists. Not the first time they found death cultists, they found some on the island south of the town as well. They further explored the strange ruins catacombs, finding very strange oozes, and also more oozes. There's been a lot of oozes. This young lad has been kind of leading them into the chamber and is now gesturing for them to follow him as he snuck across this chamber blasted with acidic stains. It has a pool similar to the very first chamber's pool, filled with acidic matter, but it's at a higher level. The liquid level is much higher. There are 4 sarcophagi, much like the last room, except that they are not blasted open or broken. You can see that there are stone skulls kind of scattered across the floor, and 2 large ballista structures that appear to have multiple different firing mechanisms inside of their dragon maw-like orifices. One of them looks like a skull firing cannon. Another one looks like a harpoon gun. Another one looks like a massive kind of ballista launcher. The boy has moved across the field of the room. On the opposite side of you, there's a 15-foot high wall. And on the top of that 15-foot high wall are the 2 ballistas that I mentioned. In between the 2 ballistas, there's a double door that appears to be made out of steel. It appears to be shut. It appears to have a locking mechanism centered in between the double door. Looks like the boy is heading in that direction. I'm going to ask for one thing before we roll initiative. Everyone roll perception, please. Fuck.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a good perception.
It's really good. I did not expect that good.
Sorry, I'm working on it.
No worries.
We got it. We got it.
Okay. So the boy, as he moves over there, you notice that he seems to be following this kind of red, very thin, very hard to see, very impossibly sighted string that seems to be kind of like leading him towards the door. It looks like the string goes underneath the bottom of the 2 steel doors. That said, initiative. And hold on a second before you roll it. Now roll it.
Fucking nailed it.
21 for Chad, 9 for Jonah, 12 for Elizabeth, 11. Okay. Or sorry, I was doing everybody's real name and then I said Josie's character.
So I'm sorry, did we all see that string or just
Just the one.
Me?
All right, Hezrod, you're up.
Always will do.
Does Hezrod hear the ominous music?
Oh, the combat music?
Yes.
Yeah, the combat music's playing, of course.
Yeah, he grips his axe and kind of steps over here. Readies an action to cast Eldritch Blast if anything fearsome pops up.
Oh, those things are pointing their ballistas at you. The oaken kind of like robotic dragon maw ballistas.
So wait, I'm sorry. Do they look like constructs, or are they being carried by constructs?
No, they're massive mechanisms that are kind of up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, shatter right there. I'm assuming that'll hit both of them.
So there's the wall, or there's kind of like the weird positioning in between them, which will kind of block against it. If you put it out in front of them, it'll kind of shoot at them. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and throw your spell.
Yeah, I'm trying to get both of them. let's.
Ooh.
And you said this was Shatter, right?
Yes.
Con saves.
Disadvantage.
Yep. Okay, so one will pass, the other will fail. And it looks like it'll do 18 damage.
Yeah, he steps forward and like looks up and he just goes "Rah!" and just like throws his hand out and you hear what sounds like a grenade exploding.
Okay. The door in front of you actually kind of like reverberates inside of its setting, and you can see the walls near it crack as well as the burst kind of hits up there. All right, Hezra done. It goes to them. This one kind of turns its bottom portion and rolls across the segment there, moving to this position. It then fires. Looks like it's firing 2 shots. Looks like the inside chamber kind of moves so that 2 are kind of settled on top of the third. And that top bolt will fire 20 to hit Hezrod for 6 damage.
20 hits.
6 damage. And then the other one, as it fires, you hear a sound, and you see that there's a chain attached to the back of the lance that fires at you. It misses and kind of slams into the wall behind you, and then you see the chain go taut, and then you hear kind of like a massive crunching sound as the wall behind you kind of breaks out a little bit as the harpoon is pulled back out and slams pretty quickly back into the thing.
Damn it.
The one on the far side, bear with me here, fires a shot. If you are on that line, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. Avrain, you are not. Hezrod, you are.
The red line?
Ooh.
Yeah.
No! Ah!
I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
Wait,
Okay.
do I have to roll? Am I on the red line?
Yeah, it's you'll. I'll explain. Everyone that's kind of in that hallway is. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wait,
I'm gonna-
I can burn my inspiration
Oh.
for me. Yeah, so I'll take the
no.
20.
Avran is not on the red line, right?
Avrain is not. Avrain's the only one I'm missing. And speaking of
Yes.
which, thank you.
Good job.
Dex.
Oh, that was good.
Okay. It turns its caliber, and the top one becomes the skull. It fires a skull, which slams into Hezrod, bypasses him, kind of bursting past him. When it hits the wall behind him, it bounces with a clunk sound, slams into the hallway, clunk, 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 as it smashes into everybody, kind of falling out into the hallway and steps behind you.
So I'm sorry, is it hit everybody or did we all manage to avoid it?
If you passed a DC 15 saving throw,
Oh, okay.
you take no damage. If you succeeded, or sorry, reverse it. If you failed it, you take 17. If you succeeded, you take none.
Excellent.
So we all pass.
Yeah, it looks like
Is
everyone
the
dodged.
is the skull intact?
Yeah, it's pretty sound. There's actually several of them on the floor from what you can tell.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it
Might
looks like
make a
this
nice
is the,
souvenir.
this is the first time this has happened. Golradier, you're up.
Yay! We are going to cast Bless on the party.
Everyone but you?
Yeah. Like normal.
Okay, so you're upcasting it, or just casting it first level?
Um,
If you cast it first level, you get everyone but Eric.
oh. Also, 3 creatures. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do second level instead. Sorry.
Okay. Eric is caught in blessing. Alright, done?
Yeah.
And Fiona, you're up.
Okay, so she can't really see anything. She's gonna definitely move. Can she just, does it take like twice as much movement to go past people in the hallway, or?
No. You can move past allies, no problem.
Okay.
Flat
Should
up
we-
against the wall.
Yeah, you're in a 5 foot space. It's not like they're like maybe Hezron is like kind of standing to block, but everyone else.
Let's see, 50, 60, 50. Ghost Boy hasn't fired at us, right? He's just standing there.
Yeah, it looks like he's like cautious. It looks like he's trying to hide from them.
Mm.
And he led you over here like he's asking you to help his friends, is what he said last session.
Right.
Oof. She will try. She will try Toll the Dead on one of them and see if it does anything.
Left or right?
The one on the left.
Okay. Con saving throw? No, it's wisdom saving throw for that. Regardless, I failed.
Yes, wisdom.
Go ahead and give me that damage.
Perfect. And they haven't taken any previous.
This one has taken damage. Yeah, they both have.
Oh, okay. So that would be 2d12.
Correct. I think we got it set so that the spell casting works, or did we never fix that?
Oh, does it work now?
Click it real quick for me, we'll find out.
Okay.
I know everybody was just going gangbusters on the Toll the Dead. Everybody has to have Toll the Dead. Let's have Toll the Dead. Yeah, so it'd actually be 19 damage.
Oh, sick.
Holy shit.
Feels correct.
Hell yeah.
And then do you have any more movement?
Yeah, well, she used 15, so she'll probably go.
Right back where she came from.
I was gonna say, well, actually, she had to do some little gymnastics, and that kind of concerns her. So she's going to take a step forward, actually.
Behind Hezron.
Behind Hezrod, exactly.
Okay.
That's her turn.
Good
All
shield,
right.
good shield.
Averin, you're up.
Okay. John.
Yeah.
If one were to use his or her action to dash, and then jump, could they make it up?
So it's a 15-foot height, and you don't have that kind of vertical. The sarcophagus is about 4 feet high, so if you jumped off of it, you'd be more keen, or you'd be more likely to kind of get enough height to kind of get up there to get like a very quick climb up to top. So if you'd like to try that, you certainly can.
I would like to try it.
Step 1, I need an acrobatics check from you.
You got it.
Okay, success. You rush across. You realize that the floor is very slippery as you're moving across it. Now make an athletics check as you jump.
Okay.
This is not to jump distance-wise. This is to jump elevation-wise.
24.
Okay, you manage to kind of catch up onto, like, from this height. You kind of get up to a point where you are hitting that that ledge kind of about mid-height, so that your foot is planted at the kind of flat portion of the wall, and your top portion is kind of at the top, and you're very kind of quickly pushing yourself up onto foot and arms up onto the ledge. So you would land in that position, and that'd be all your movement.
Okay, cool. Cool.
You can see now that you're up there that there is a staircase that appears to descend down. Here, I will reveal it. It descends down kind of right next to you.
As a bonus action, I will activate Divine Favor on myself.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's it.
Okay. And I'd say as a part of that, draw your sword since you were set to climbing. That works. Averin done. Eric will see that you've got that one engaged. He's gonna move across the field of battle, get behind the sarcophagus, and he is going to take some shots over at the one that is not occupied after casting Hunter's Mark on it. Pew pew. Yeah.
That second attack also gets Colossus Slayer if the first one hits.
It already, both of them will actually, once per turn for
gotcha.
Colossus Slayer, so the first one will get it, not the two of them. It will not be crit, because it already had damage from the shatter.
Gotcha.
So 2 more. So 11, 22, 32. Halved is 16. And that would be an imperfect halving, so it'll actually be 13. Okay. It appears to be very resistant to. Oh, and then 5 damage. It seems to be very resistant to the damage from a non-magical weapon. Eric kind of peeps low though. He's staying in cover. Hezrod, you're up.
Hezrod moves
Oh,
forward, seeing that
sorry.
Avran is like.
Sorry, on initiative 1, the boy runs over to here. You see him pull out 2 kind of slender daggers and start fiddling with the lock, and he yells back over his shoulder, "I've almost got this! Please help me! Just keep them off of me!"
At that, Hezrod just like, "Ah!" Like he's making like a lot of noise and like waving his arms as he runs forward. And he runs up to here, and seeing that Avran has climbed up there, he well, from here I can see both of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast both.
First things first.
One on each.
First things first. Make an acrobatics check.
Can I use Bless with this?
Bless would be for skill checks or ability checks, so yeah. But you don't need it. You're fine.
Okay.
And you would basically rush across the floor, realizing it's very slippery. Get to that position, and then Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, so as he's running, he kind of like, his foot slips, and he's like, "Whoa!" Ah!
Whoa! Or Zoidbergs.
Yeah, he sounds like a Murloc
Perfect.
that smokes 2 packs a day.
Noted.
Beautiful.
Go
I
ahead and
have
take those shots.
unintentionally slipped on this banana peel.
Rolling some
Nice.
really pretty cool.
So,
rolls.
first
Both-
one's a 16, second one's a crit.
Both will hit. So it looks like a total of 7 and 9, so 16 damage.
And I'm gonna go ahead and use. So I have 2 more Embrace Oblivions. I'm gonna use 1 on each attack, so that's an extra 6 damage to each of them.
Okay. It breaks. It starts kind of shattering apart, and like the lower portion kind of just breaks in the middle as the weight kind of falls in on its center. All right. That terrain or that position there treated as kind of blocking terrain because it's pretty decently tall. Hezrod, you're done. And
Yeah,
Goldrider,
that's it
you're
for
up.
me.
Great. We're gonna move forward so we can also see in this dark space. And we are going to spiritual weapon.
Okay. And again,
Believe. Yep.
all right, and you have the option to pull it down, right? If not, I got you.
Maybe. I don't think so.
There, you should be able to move it now.
Where?
I just summoned it. It's right here.
Oh, I can't see it. I'm sorry. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yes. And these are the 2 guys, right?
Yeah, the one on the left is dead. The one on the right is not.
Okay.
So you'd want
This
to put
one
it
is not.
over
Yeah.
here.
Oops. Yes.
Or throw it into the shadows of oblivion. That's fine too. Stop it.
I won't touch anything anymore.
There.
Okay. Oh, just that's a perfect place. Thank you, John.
I mean, if you want it somewhere else, you can throw it in the wall.
No.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Nope. We're good.
Your attack roll with the spiritual weapon.
It was 24.
That hits. 11 damage. All right.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely smoking a bit more. Not terribly happy with that last shot. It is going to attack. I am going to ask for. Let's go with Elizabeth. Roll a d6.
Oh no.
Okay.
3.
All right. You see it lance into position 2 kind of sharp points instead of the skull head again. It's going to fire them. You can see the mouth like kind of splitting on the inside as it fires 2 shots. The first shot is a large lance that launches. That's a lot of L's. At Fiona.
No.
20 to hit.
Yes.
18 piercing damage. Kind of slashes into your shoulder and like sticks into the wall behind you, kind of holding your clothes, your robe up a bit by it. And then the other one will fire the harpoon, and this will be at Eric. It hits. And you watch as it pulls very quickly, dragging him 1, 2, 3, 4 towards him. He slams into the kind of side there. It doesn't look like he's dropping. It's still kind of lanced in him. But you can see panic in his eyes as he's realizing, like, if he pulls it out of him, he'll drop into the acid. And if he lets it stay in him, he'll be drawn into the dragon, though. Gordier, done. Oh, the bolters are up. And then Fiona, you're up.
Okay. So getting hit really hard, she is going to pull out the wand, magic missile.
Mhm.
And okay, so if one expenditure is 3 darts,
Yep.
she does 2, then
It'll be
she'll
4
get
darts. Each additional expenditure will be an additional missile added to this casting.
perfect. So she's gonna do 4. She's gonna do the 2
Okay.
at the one that she hit the first time. Oh no, he's dead. So this one, I guess.
Yep. The only one remaining.
Cool. And
Oh,
so
shit. If you kill it, Eric's going down.
amazing.
All right, so click it 3 more times.
3 more times?
Mhm.
Perfect.
9, 11,
Move.
13. Yikes.
Is it a Chad?
No. I said 9, 11.
Oh.
Because it was 9 and then 2 more damage.
Oh.
Anyways. So 13 total. Yeah, it hits pretty hard. You can see it kind of like, reeling. The chain inside is kind of starting to smoke. It looks like it's trying to pull back with Eric attached. Fiona, any other movement or actions besides?
I think she will.
I think this is the first thing you hit with the missiles. Since the first time you tried to use it, it was on a god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Not
Yeah,
good
don't
timing.
do that again.
I think she'll just kind of spread out a bit.
Okay.
She'll actually go 15. That's her turn.
Yeah, you can very clearly see the ground is slick with kind of this weird goop. All right, Avrin. Looks like it.
Is it coffin juice?
It's the goop inside the center there.
Avram
Oh.
can't see the machine, right?
No.
So then he is going to go in
5,
here. Then
10, 15,
he's gonna try to open the door from this side.
20. All right. Yeah, it unlocks. And the kid on the other side kind of, oh, thank you. And
While I see him,
yeah,
can I activate Divine Sense?
he doesn't glow. Just like he didn't glow the last time you did it.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind that.
Let's 2 uses of Divine Sense.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then yeah,
You just had to be sure.
just
Yeah.
I had
Just
to-
checking.
Oh no, that was 30, right?
Yeah. 5, 10, 15. You got 15 more. The kid's rushing past you, moving up the hallway on 1 initiative. So I'm pretty sure Eric's not going to be stopping him because he is going to be rolling an escape check. He's going to go ahead and make that with acrobatics. Fail. So he is stuck to the chain, hanging there. He cannot move. He is currently grappled. All right. That's Eric. Then the kid moves, and then Hezrod, you're up.
As an item interaction, can I grab the chain?
It'd be an action, yeah.
Oh, it would be an action to grab the chain.
Right. Item interaction, like freebies, are like drawing something as a part of the action you're using to use the object. But to use a chain or mess with the chain, that is an action.
Okay, he does a sort of like slide across this sarcophagus and runs over here and just reaches down and grabs Eric by his cloak and like hauls him up.
Yeah, give me another athletic or acrobatics check as you're moving around on the slippery surface.
14.
Okay. You have bless, so you don't need to roll
Oh,
it.
yeah.
15 was the
Okay.
DC, so you're fine. All the failing the way I imagined it would have been funnier. You rush down, you grab a hold of his cloak, and you start hoisting. So you are now grappling Eric as well as your action, and you're pulling Eric up onto the sarcophagus, I assume. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's grappled and I've got more movement,
It's the only way to kind of go with the chain. Any other movement will rip the chain out of him.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
at least he's not in danger of falling in the acid anymore.
That's fair.
And no bonus action, so that's it.
All right,
Guess I'll
Gordy.
just move here so I'm not on the edge.
Okay, Gordy.
We're going to, what was that? Move forward up here, and then that guy's still
Over there.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
Bonus action, swing your spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Very good.
24.
Well, in the long tradition of chatting, you've chatted.
No!
For those watching for the first time, possibly, maybe, I don't know if you're there or not, but chatting means if you hit something so hard but don't kill it, you only get it down to 1 hit point remaining. There are 2 states of I'm going to tell you how many hit points there are: bloodied, which is half hit points, and chatted, which very rarely happens. Yeah, right, it happens all the fucking time. You
It
still
really
have,
like-
does happen.
you still have an
I think
action,
it started
though.
happening more once you
Oh, I
put a
do?
name to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can Sacred Flame it if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, dex saving throw to see if I get away from it. I do not.
Can't.
So,
Yeah.
a bolt of radiance drops down after your sword kind of spiritual sword kind of cleaves into it, and you watch as it just bursts. The second it does so, the chain kind of goes more slack, but it doesn't dispense a Eric into the pit because he has been rescued. Okay. The child on initiative 1 will continue, like just rushing out into the darkness.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Hold, child."
Do you want to chase him?
I mean, if I can catch him,
He's moving pretty fast.
He's
yeah,
speedy.
I'll chase him.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be such a bad idea. I'll chase him.
All right. So
You can do it.
bear with me here. Got a couple things I need to make happen.
Oh no.
First off is creepy music. You watch as the boy rushes into a room. The room ahead of you seems to be kind of open, but it seems to have kind of a center kind of column in it that might be like its own sub-room, kind of saddled inside of the chamber. To your left and to your right, you can see that the room kind of opens out and up. On the right side, there's a bit more space that you can see. There's a massive, large boulder up on a 15-foot high kind of balcony, similar to the ones you saw outside. The boy moves, stops at the corner of the right side of the massive column kind of section in front of you, and you watch as he turns to face you and smiles, and then all of his body just melts. Blood,
The trap.
I knew it! I knew it!
Oh.
blood red and viscous. It just and sweeps around the corner into the column room on the other side.
Uh-huh.
The second that happens, Avram,
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
to make
Uh-huh.
a
Yes.
wisdom saving throw.
Too intense. And we're not even camping.
Damn,
Okay.
son.
You feel something.
Oh shit.
You feel something biting at your mind, like mentally, and this
Yeah.
is the first time you've been assailed in this fashion. But you feel like it's trying to consume things that you aren't even aware of. Like there are memories inside of your mind it's trying to like glom onto, but you don't even know that they're there. But you're aware enough to understand that they are important, and your mind kind of shirks this entity out of your head. Bear with me here.
It's like, hey, what's this? It's a brain
I
sucker and it's
don't
starving.
It's for inspiration. Get it. You can have it.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm I'll go ahead and give it to Elizabeth.
Oh shit.
God,
Oh
my
right.
Fry from Futurama.
Thanks.
Am I fried for Futurama? All right, so hold on a
Shit.
second. Bear with me here. La la la. Eric, looks as Avran kind of rushes off, and he says, "I can't keep doing this. I just can't keep doing this." And he kind of like is pulling the chain out of himself slowly, healing himself with his healing magic, and he kind of like slumps near the coffin, and he looks at Hezrod and he says, "I'm not chasing after him. I'm not chasing after him." Fiona and Hezrod and Golridir, do you chase after him?
Yeah.
Hezrod walks. He doesn't run. He's not chasing. He's just moving.
Then here's the
Like,
scenario.
He pays no heed to Eric's whining.
Here's the scenario. I'm putting you on the map, but you won't appear there until turn 2. I'm sorry, turn 3. At the start of turn 3, you can start acting. At the start of turn 2, you'll see what's happening.
Oh no.
Avran, I don't think your token is showing light, is it?
No, it is not. I have the dark vision goggles on, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Those goggles.
Dark
those
vision
sweet,
boys.
Yeah, those sweet goggles.
Hold on. My thing is loading.
It okay.
I'm sorry. Did
Sorry.
Eric have any healing potions on him?
He's not dead.
No.
You cannot loot him.
He doesn't.
I'm okay. That's fine.
He's
And-
leaving. We're taking the healing potion.
No, again.
No, Hezrod was just gonna take it.
I understand the goofy mentality of taking stuff that you think is like part of the party, but again, these are real characters. He's not gonna give up
Yeah.
stuff freely.
Yeah.
He's just not
Right.
also going to chase after Avran every time Avran rushes blindly into the darkness.
But if you need a healing potion, Golridir has one.
Okay.
I have one as well. I still haven't used mine.
Oh, I see what's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, Hezrod's not like terribly hurt. I mean,
Bear
he's
with me here.
bleeding.
You good?
Yeah,
The
I think should be fine.
I knew something was wrong with that kid, but like, if Avran would have just started swinging on children, he wouldn't be a paladin.
It's true.
he would have been a champion.
Exactly.
Now, do you see anything, or am I crazy?
I see those 2 tokens there,
Okay.
and then that boulder, and then the sewer-like apparatuses, right there, in the corners.
Yeah.
It's a nice boulder.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
My
I like
secondary
that boulder.
window is
Nice
having some
boulder.
issues. Oh, I see why, because my connection's interrupted. Okay, there it goes. Thanks. We don't technically have an initiative display tracker.
John,
Yes.
how much time has passed since we opened the door and me and the kids started running? Has it been like a minute?
Maybe like 8 seconds. 12 seconds tops. Why? Do you want to
Okay.
take an action as you're chasing after him?
No. I just want to make sure that Divine Favor is still up.
Oh, yeah. No, there are no demons or celestials or any kind of thing.
Not Divine Sense. Divine Favor.
Divine
That's the
favor.
spell.
Got it.
It gives me a D4 of
So
extra smiting damage.
That's right. You had 2 rounds of it inside of the fight, or 3 rounds of it in the side of the fight up above. I would
Yes.
say that you're now 5 rounds in, so there's 5 rounds remaining because it's a minute
Okay.
long, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, minute calm.
Okay. The sound of armor coming around the corner rings through the chamber. Actually, it'll go there. And then you see a massive kind of construct behind the massive boulder on the top kind of start to move.
Like here?
You should see it now.
Jesus.
And it looks like it's basically getting ready to push the boulder
Like
Oh no.
towards me?
just off of the ledge from what you can tell.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so roll initiative.
Okay.
Hey, Ty.
You have the higher dex.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
I have 10 decks.
I see.
Let me see if I'm at 11. I'm also at 10.
Oh no!
Okay.
What do we do?
All right.
I think it's up to the DM, or we do rollies.
You can decide.
I would like to go first because I don't want to die.
Yeah, Avrin can go.
That makes sense.
If you get hurt, I'll help.
What's an adult oblex?
I have no idea. It was rolling out in the open. I see.
Okay.
Unacceptable.
Me as Jonah, I don't know what that is either.
No worries. You can see that the armor set that are coming at you appear to be kind of moving pretty intently, like they're moving to grab you. They are suits of plate armor. They appear to be made out of very shiny looking steel or metal, almost silvered. They come at you with their hands open, and it looks like they are attempting to try and grab you. I would like for you to make two either acrobatics or athletics checks, your choice.
I guess you could have used the second one. So
You're making two. Two people are trying to grab you.
Okay, so the first one is 15.
Okay.
And the second one is 23.
As you see them kind of move upon you, the first one kind of moves to the side and kind of seems to wait. The first one kind of very quickly rushes at you, gets you into a wrestling grapple, and you kind of shift your weight and move aside. And as you're doing that, your arms are kind of grabbed from behind, pulled backwards behind you, and kind of latched from behind. You're then grabbed by that one, and you feel your feet lift off of the ground as the armor and you kind of shift over to here. And it now appears like that boulder is a much more realistic problem. You can see that it lifted you, and it seemed to have been lifted up by this weird red string that's kind of hanging out the back of it. And as it comes around the corner, you can see inside the child kind of hanging in space, like in this massive blob of red with faces just rippling through the ooze. Hundreds and hundreds of faces. It slowly kind of leans out, and you hear hundreds of voices kind of screaming in agony as it gets closer.
Okay.
All right, so that was its turn. Hezrod, you are still moving. That way, as we discussed, turn 3 is your first turn of activation. Golradier, same true for you. Avran, you are up.
Will I be starting where I'm at?
Yeah. Turn 3,
So,
you're basically just starting at that position.
Am I
Simplest.
grappled and restrained?
You are grappled and restrained. And there's a action you can break DC it if you'd like.
Okay, and restrained means I can't attack, right?
No, you can still attack, you just have disadvantage.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to smite the bejesus out of this armor.
Okay.
I'm just gonna attempt to. So we're just.
Yeah, I believe in you. I've always have.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're still blessed.
Yes, I am.
That's also for
we're
5 more
gonna
turns.
Yes. We're gonna use Tooth of the 100-handed one. Let me make sure my stuff is up. Yes, it is. Okay. We will not be doing Great Weapon Master on the first attack.
Okay.
20?
That'll hit.
Or no, with disadvantage. Never mind, it's a nat 1. Fuck.
Okay. Reduce the category down to fine again as you damage the weapon.
Let me do that. No, that's not the right one.
Second attack?
Yep. Okay. Let me do that second attack, and then it's a 10.
You're kind of flailing and hitting the pauldrons. You're realizing you're attacking a suit of plate armor. Looking inside of it as it's holding you there from behind, you've got your hands free. It's now kind of grabbed a hold of you. You're swinging out from it like this behind you, but you kind of look over your shoulder and you can see that it's hollow inside. And it looks like there's just like a pseudopod of ooze inside of it, just puppeting it like it were like, you know, a ventriloquist dummy. It's got his hand like right up in it. Anyways, Avran done. Hezrod, what did you roll on initiative for this bout? 21, right?
This
No,
was
11. Okay, that's I see. It kept your old initiative roll from the last one for some reason. Okay, so then Hezrod, we
I
discussed.
can take the 21.
As we discussed, this will be the end of the first turn of you moving, and Fiona, the same is true for you. Okay, it goes to the thing. It seems to kind of be activating. You can see all of the faces kind of focus in on you, kind of looking at you. No eyes, it's just like liquid faces. The big construct up on the thing pushes the rock. It slams down and goes barreling into you.
Okay.
Make a dexterity saving throw. You're restrained, so you make it a disadvantage.
We believe
Okay.
in
Okay.
you. No.
12
Okay.
or 11.
Kind of explain, just for narrative purposes, how you feel like you'd be kind of shift. What would be your go-to method of kind of like slipping out of this or shifting out of this?
I think Avron would attempt to just try and violently shift so he can put the plate of armor in front of the boulder.
Okay. You drop your weight down to kind of like flip it over top you. You can actually feel the tendril kind of slap you in the face as the tendril is now kind of there. And it's kind of like, do you ever play with those like sticky hands that everybody got on their ceilings?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like when it touches you.
Gross.
But it bashes into it. It will make its saving throw with disadvantage, and it fails miserably. It will take the brunt of the 35 points of damage, and you will take half, which will be a total of 17. It breaks the armor to bits, and you basically, the two of you swap positions.
You said 17, right?
Yep. And it rolls down and past you.
Okay.
It kind of
I remember this room.
hits into the wall on the opposite side.
So I'm not crushed to death.
No, it kind of like backs you a bit and kind of bounces off of you.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Also, the big thing kind of moves out towards the edge, pushing it off. You can see it appears to be a very large, like, robotic mechanism, but you can see kind of around the corner there's another one of those weird tendrils that's connected to it as well.
Is it connected to this big mass with the kid?
Yeah, all of the tendrils seem to be coming from it.
Okay.
And then I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Got it. The 15.
Okay, so that'll fail. Take 13 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And you are memory drained.
What does that mean?
While you're memory drained, the target subtracts a d4. Roll a d4 and subtract that number from any... roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from any ability check or attack roll it makes. So basically, it's Bane.
Gotcha. Okay. I also have to make 2 con saves then.
Yep. And those look like they're good. What I'll note is like you can feel the memory of your wife and child kind of disappearing. It's like the Michael J. Fox or Marty McFly kind of the pictures disappearing kind of situation in your head.
But those are the fake memories, right?
Right.
So lost. Okay.
Or are they?
Stop
Who
it, John!
knows? Go right here.
You're tearing this family
You're
apart!
moving. Avran, you're up.
Okay, so now I am not restrained or grappled, right?
Correct. There is no longer a plate armor to be holding you.
Okay, I'm just on the floor, and I'm gonna stand up.
Mhm.
I will use my action to lay on hands myself.
Okay.
For all of my lay on hands, which is 25 juicy points
Delicious.
of healing. Puts me up to 37, and then, is the kid, like, is it real, or is it just, like, one of the slime thingies?
So as you feel it kind of latching onto your memories and draining them, you kind of look up at the kid, and you're surprised to see that the kid's no longer there. Instead, it's your son or your child, like, floating in the mass.
Okay.
But would he even recognize it as his son if the memory was just taken from him?
You don't recognize that it's your son, but you feel a very strong sentimental attachment to the child.
Okay.
And if you do regain those memories or kind of get out of this fog that you're being placed in, you're going to realize how fucked up this is later.
Okay, cool. That's gonna be my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay, so then this is Hezrod's turn 2, Fiona's turn 2, last. This is turn 3. So you guys arrive on the scene. As you do so, you hear a loud kind of thudding sound. You see a plate armor kind of fly over top of this rock as it rolls right past you and seems to kind of catch along on a groove that seems to be forcing it to roll northwards on the map. So it'll continue on this way during the next turn. That's what you see when
I'm
you
just gonna keep rolling.
get there. Yeah, it'll keep circling. Yeah.
Shit.
The creature will attack again.
The big one or the small one?
The creature
Well-
is all the creatures.
Okay, gotcha.
So this one rushes forward
No, please.
and will attempt to grab you. Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
Okay.
Okay.
With the -3, so that's 15.
Grabs a hold of you.
Shit.
The massive Mechatron thing drops down
God.
to back, and it will start pulsing with electricity. You can see conduits on its shoulders start to kind of burst with electricity as well.
Okay.
It then kind of just slams forward, putting its two meaty hands to work as if they were cudgels against your currently held body.
Okay.
This is how we make the pancakes. Yep, both attacks will hit as it has advantage. 5 and 5, so 10 total bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Alright.
not very good rolls on that.
Now, let me make con saves.
Success. Success. And
Does that also get -3?
no, it's just the next one.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check. From any ability check or attack roll, not saving throws.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
I thought it was just the next one, but it's all of them. Okay, cool. It's done. Golradier, you are active.
So I'm here now.
Yeah, if you kind of move around the corner or just look that way, you can see a suit of armor kind of being held aloft, which is holding Avran.
This one.
And you can see this red tendril, similar to the red tendril you saw on the boy, kind of holding it like aloft. And then you can see this fluid mass kind of roiling out of the position there towards Avran.
Mm-hmm.
It's like here.
Yeah.
Man, I wish Aaron was not there.
Yeah. Because then you could just loose a fireball.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, baby.
No!
You gotta go for it.
We're gonna do Sacred Flame on this close guy.
At the wise words of Rick the Horn.
The armor or the which one was it? Sorry, I didn't see the
This
big.
one.
Okay.
This guy.
All right. It'll take the hit for 4.
It's not much,
All right. Avran,
but
Yes.
it's a living.
you're up.
Okay.
Just get out of there. Take the attacks of opportunity, man. Just get out.
I
of
Yeah.
there.
am restrained. I cannot move if I wanted to.
Oh.
Okay, so use your action to get out of there and then move.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that. I'll use my action to try to escape.
There you go. There you go.
Go ahead and make either an athletics or acrobatics check. DC is 14. You're successful. You break the restraint from the armor, and then you can move if you'd like.
Okay. Now, do I get half movement or full movement?
Full movement.
Okay. Alright, so is there any way I could jump on top of this? Is it big enough to be jumped on?
You
Or
actually,
does that require an
you
action?
can actually see there appears to be like a seat in the back of it.
In the back of it.
Yeah.
Drive that baby.
Alright, I'm gonna try to hop on the seat.
Okay. You very quickly realize that there is like a weird form of ooze kind of inside of it that appears to be piloting it with little tendrils. It looks like it's currently being manned by the ooze.
Quote
You can-
unquote.
You can certainly sit in the goop if you'd like.
Yes, I will try to like
Okay.
push away what goop I can and then just sit on whatever is remaining.
All right. Now, if you have land vehicles as an option for tools, you can make a land vehicles intelligence check to try and pilot this thing. I will contest your roll with my creature's just feature.
Alright, so if we don't have land vehicles...
You'll just be rolling a straight intelligence check.
Okay. 16.
Pretty good. Okay. So you hop into the tech, and you kind of, like, saddle there inside of the ooze. You can see the tendrils. You kind of move them away, pull them off, and start moving the mechanism. And with that, you're able to roll a d8.
Yeah. Okay. 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You would slam the thing into the animated armor and continue just bouldering it through as it just rushes past. It knocks the armor prone, but it doesn't appear to do any damage.
Okay.
Um,
Mostly, I want to use it as, like, a shield.
yeah, you're hiding in it, sure.
Yeah. That's it.
Got it. Avran done. You can see that, or Hezrod, you're up. You can see that Avran is now piloting the strange construct and is trying to move it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. It's still pulsing with lightning, and the best way to describe it is like if you've ever been in a very, very old car that was absolutely purchased for little to no money, it is maneuvering as if that were the case.
Okay.
Do you get my meaning?
Yeah, just really shoddy, and, like, yeah, I gotcha.
I believe the term is hoopty, I think is Ezra. Continue.
He watches Avran like leap into the driver's seat and sort of like muscle this thing around, and he's like, "Ha ha ha! Yes!" So now that he's in control of this thing, can I move through its space? Is that like allied?
I don't think you can move through its space, but you could definitely try and move past it. You can see through it though, like if you want to cast beyond it.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna move here, try and get a better view of things, and then I'm gonna cast. Let me see. What is this? I don't want to hurt Avran, but I might just have to.
Do it,
dude.
It's
Yeah,
I'll heal
issues,
you next
man.
turn.
Let's see here. 10-foot radius sphere.
What's the spell?
Shatter. I'm gonna try to catch it to cast it somewhere where I can get these guys, but not Avran.
Okay.
So probably centered on that square right there.
And it's a con save, right?
Yes.
Okay. The armor seems to take the full brunt of it. The thing beyond, you see it kind of just, and as it kind of shakes, instead of kind of creating ripples, it creates like this ring of faces that kind of moves over the ooze. It's very, very awkward.
Yeah, that kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it'll only get worse, I promise.
Yeah. Hezrod looks around and he realizes he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
It's the literal Scylla and
Yeah.
the other one.
And then he's like, "Ah!" And he moves back to where he was.
Okay. Fiona.
Okay,
Oh,
so...
Sorry, one thing first. Make a free Arcana check.
Ooh. Sick.
It's free of charge.
Our
Hashtag knowledge flex.
Hey.
I'm going to give you advantage because it is related to the city. So 18 is good enough. The thing that's in front of you is a loading rig. Loading rigs are utilized for moving heavy things that normal people can't really lift. They are an artifice that was created by House... one of them? I'm sorry, I know this. It's on the top
House
of my brain.
one of them.
It's on the tip of my brain.
I know that house.
I really should know my own lore. I'm the worst friend.
You're the best friend.
Harrigan.
What's
House
that time of year?
Harrigan.
House,
They do the
oh, okay.
artificey stuff.
Okay,
So
okay.
the loading rig itself is a pilotable construct. This one looks like it is very old, like a couple of decades old. It also looks like it's unstable. So the Arcana Flux inside of it is like basically set to detonate like at any second. It's
Oh,
very
no.
problematic, and you can actually see that as of these like moments you've seen it, it's almost triggered once.
Ooh, okay. So Fiona will yell at Avran, get out of that thing! And then she will... Can she see the ooze on it?
Behind it, or on it, yes, you can. There's like a puddle that's kind of fighting with Avran for control of the sticks.
Yeah.
And Avran is winning.
Avran is winning.
Okay. There's also this creature.
Yeah, you can see that's the ooze.
That's just the ooze. Okay. Well, trusting that everyone is gonna be able to fight this thing, she will throw a fireball at this. Well, not fireball because she doesn't have the spell, but a ball of fire. I should clarify.
Ball of fire. Here we go.
Produce flame toss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you were throwing it at the ooze, you said?
Yes.
That'll miss.
Unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, she'll just keep yelling at Avran. Avran, it's very unstable. I think it's going to blow, and it'll do more damage than anything else. And that's her turn.
Hezrod
Noted.
looks insulted.
Okay. On initiative 1, the rock rolls across the room to the other side. The creature moves out into the open room, kind of slithering around to the outside. As it does so, like you can see the faces kind of rippling beyond it, and it looks like the only person who's actually targeted it specifically would have been Fiona. So, Fiona, make a wisdom saving throw.
Interesting. Okay. Wisdom save.
Okay. That'll fail. You will take, with a 14, that'll fail. You will take 18 points of psychic damage. Does that knock you unconscious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want to use your inspiration before we continue?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Go ahead.
do it.
Could I?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay,
yeah.
actually use your inspiration.
Okay. So then you do not get mind distorted and have your memories devoured.
Sick.
Would have been hilarious.
That would have been bad.
Would have been fun for me. The armor.
I'm curious if the mind distortion would have been affected because she's wearing the ring of mind shielding.
Oh, you would take half damage. No, mind shielding, not psychic resistance. Sorry, it's different.
Yeah, there's no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mind shielding. Let's look.
Wait, then would she be able to talk to the eye guy?
So it's only a block. It's not a. She can
doesn't
bypass
do
it.
it.
So it specifically
Okay.
says that allows creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, know your alignment, or know creature type. So creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. So I assume the way that works is like it creates kind of like a hold service for you, and you can kind of like, oh, this person's trying to talk to me, can communicate me from a distance or telepathically. This is not any of those features. It is literally trying to devour your brain. So it's, it unfortunately does not defend against that. But
The
yeah,
number you have dialed is not available. Please hang up and try again.
it causes the armor to lift up onto the back of the loading rig and grab at Avran. Avran, go ahead and make a athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
25.
Okay, and make a second one. Okay.
Not as high.
So as you're kind of like moved it forward, you hear what Fiona said. You look over your shoulder, you see the armor coming, but as you're about to kind of defend against it, you feel something kind of like start moving around your legs, and you can see your legs kind of becoming grappled. So you very quickly reach down and pull that off of you. You feel two cold steel-plated hands grab a hold of you, lift you out of the chair, fly upwards, and then fly downwards and suplex you into the stone on this side. Just literally. You take
Why can't I have nice things, Joe?
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oh, it's only 5 points of bludgeoning.
And it is
Be
no longer
fine.
the prone. Okay. Gordier.
Yeah.
It does look like the loading rig has been reestablished. Control's been reestablished by the ooze.
Right. In that case, we are going to cast Sacred Flame again on that mechanical dude with the ooze.
Okay.
Oh,
I failed
that
my
was a good roll.
I failed my dex. What did you get on the damage?
10.
That was the ooze, or which one did you do it on?
This guy.
Oh, okay. All right. It smashes into the loading rig, and everybody within 10 feet of the loading rig needs to make a dexterity saving throw, including my creatures.
Jesus Christ. Wait, let me see. Oh, 15, I think? No. Yes.
15's good.
Oh,
DC
no.
DC's 10.
Ugh.
Okay, so yeah, I got a 15.
Okay.
I got an
I
8.
cannot wait for
If
Avrain
you
to be
fail the
level
DC
6.
10, you're taking 9 points of lightning damage, and if you succeeded at the saving throw, you're taking 4. And then you watch as it just powers down.
Night. Night, little guy.
All right.
Does
it is-
the armor that's grappling me take
Yeah,
damage?
it does. So did the ooze.
Okay.
Looks like they took the full brunt of it. All right. So next up is Avrain.
Okay.
It's still grappling and restraining you.
Yep. Okay. You know what? I'm going to... Can I reach this big creature?
Yeah, you can swing at it, but
Okay,
you're
so-
again doing so
yeah.
at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to attempt to hit twice.
Mhm.
16?
Yeah.
That hits?
Mhm.
Shit, cool. Alright, I'm gonna dump a Divine Smite into that first attack. Second level.
Mhm.
And then, where is it? It's an extra 3d8.
30.
Yeah. On top of 8 slashing, on top of another 3 divine from Divine Favor. And second attack, if it hits, I will also be dropping a Divine Smite again if it hits. Second attack. Nope.
Poor. Your condition of your weapon goes to poor.
Yep.
All right, Gordier, Avran, Hezrod.
Hezrod steps out again now this construct is disabled.
Yeah, you can move through it, but it's difficult terrain for each space.
And it's not blocking line of sight, is it?
I would say no.
Okay. He raises his hand and kind of like pulls his fist down, and you can see what you've seen him cast Fireball before, and for a second it looks like he's going to do that again, but he takes kind of a moment longer, and he casts Faded Conflagration.
Okay.
On the ooze.
All right, Faded Conflagration, a spell out of Gathering Magic Theros. It will make a range. You'll make a ranged spell attack.
Yeah. Let me. Oh shit! I didn't set that up, but let's
Just roll a
do,
d20 and add your wisdom plus your proficiency.
Okay. Proficiency is 3, wisdom is 3, so that'd be 6. So
Okay.
22.
That'll hit. Just roll 68.
Okay. And I'm gonna burn my. Where is it?
You already
Annihilating Edict.
You already used your charm or your channel divinity. You don't have one.
No, I've got 2 channel divinities.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think at level 6 I got a second one.
Yeah, level
Okay.
6 we get second.
So
'Cause I
there's
have
that.
two as well.
So it's gonna do max damage. So that is 48 fire damage.
Nice.
Or actually, no. Is that? Yeah, I think. Yeah, 48.
Okay. Yeah, it really doesn't like that. Not at all. It is very much kind of averse to that. As Avran kind of like cuts into it and the bolt of fire hits it, you can see all the faces become like scared looking faces, and you see a face come out which you immediately recognize. Like a memory was kind of like there and now it's popped up to the surface, and it's your wife. And she says, "Help! They're killing me!" Hezron.
Seeing that it doesn't like the fire, Hezron's like, ha ha ha! Yes, burn, burn.
Hezron to Fiona.
Okay. Well, that's great news. This creature, does it have ooze coming out of it, or does it look like it has
an
that?
ooze.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it is literally just a royal of just liquid redness, and it's got like surface faces and
What?
pseudopods that are kind of echoing off of it. I'm going to get you a picture of it. Here we go. Handouts. Add
Perfect.
a handout.
An 11 hit?
No. Not at all. Not even close.
Yeah. She will stay put.
All right. It'll go to it. Avran.
Yes.
No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 25.
Okay, keep rolling awesome, you guys. It becomes annoyed as it's trying to kind of consume. It then causes the animated armor to just attack in a rage on Avran.
The animated armor is angry?
Yeah. Well, no, the animated armor is not like sentient, but
No, I know, but
the creature is angry and is now beating you with its armor hand.
Oh, that's cool.
One of the attacks will hit for a total of 9 damage.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. It's still holding you. It's just slamming you into the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gordy.
Okay. So we are going to do another Sacred Flame, but on the Ooze dude.
Okay. All right. As the bolt of, kind of radiant energy strikes down from Alloane and slams into the mass, you watch as it enters in, and you can see the kind of royal again, the like watery bubbling outwards of faces. Each of the faces starts to kind of fly off, like water droplets with faces on it, smashing into the ground around it. As the bolt strikes through, it just kind of like drops like a deflating cake or souffle, just kind of with faces splattering all over the place. The armor holding Avran, slamming him into the floor, just kind of drops unanimate. And the sound of the rock at the beginning of last turn, I forgot, would have kind of moved it to there. I assume that you'd get up from your position.
Yes,
Avran
I
would
would
move.
get-
You'd see that the rock actually rolls around and enters into this space at the end of its movement.
Okay.
And it looks like you've solidly defeated the strange ooze creature within.
Yeah.
I did not go down this entire encounter.
You did well. You did very well.
Did
Very solid 2 disadvantage attack hits. That was not bad.
Thank you.
But let's focus on the aftermath. Immediately after the ooze kind of dissipate or kind of all over the floor, what would you like to do? Starting with Josie, what is Fiona doing immediately after the fight?
So she barely made it out of there, and that was pretty horrific. So she'll just kind of turn to Gloridir and say, do you want to leave? Or is there anything else you need to look for? I don't think this kid is here.
He was in
think-
there.
Yeah, I think he was a lead on a trap, if you will. Let's finish looking through this one, and then we can take a nap.
Do my real fake memories come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
After about an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Can I throw out a mass healing word?
Wait, hold on. Sorry, each time... I messed it up. Each time the target its memory is drained... Oh, each time it's drained. I didn't successfully drain it more than once, so...
No, you did not.
It
Nice.
stacks. It starts to build up until you become unconscious, and then I consume you into my body.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
Well, I was almost there,
Oh.
so...
Yeah,
that's
the
terrifying.
ooze gets all of your proficiencies, all of your languages.
Jesus.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
fun.
Hannah's
So
gonna
can
have a little sit.
Wow.
A wee rest.
We go
Okay.
sit on this ledge.
Yeah, the ledge is about 15 feet up. Kind of just hoist yourself up there. From that position, you can see that there are a couple of those grates, similar to the ones you saw on the first floor. And you're starting to realize that there are traces, kind of that green and also some red marks as well. You're pretty sure that throughout the entirety of this place, this creature had access by putting its tendrils through them and moving them to other parts of the chambers. So it could have created any whatever illusions it wanted with its form all throughout the places that you were in.
I see. I see.
Is
Is there any indication of like how long this has been going on?
It seems like there's a lot of goop all over the floors, so at least for some time, to be sure, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there
And-
anything
Go ahead.
mass?
What was that? Amongst the mass?
Is there-
No. Looking around the chamber, it doesn't look like there's any kind of artifice or anything that would be interesting or, collectible. There is the floor grates, but there appears to be one floor grate that's kind of off on its own in a little hallway. And it appears to be different in that it kind of has like a chill to it. Like there's like a bit of rime on the outside that's kind of melted around the edges, as if something inside of it were colder. It doesn't look like there are any tendril marks here. It looks like it's completely clean. Like it's never put its weird sticky fingers down that tube.
Cool.
All the other tubes have been all
Violated?
goopified. All of it.
Yeah. What if I just like stand next to the grate and kind of like look down into it?
There's kind of
Do
a
I see
chill.
anything?
There's a chill, and it looks like there's a descent that drops down about 10 feet, and then like a staircase that leads further out of this complex, like that way, towards the west.
Oh, interesting.
The grate looks like it's probably easy enough to pry up.
Mm.
I'm gonna call Hezrod. Hezrod!
I got a few questions.
True.
So the dragon mouth things on those ballistas,
Yeah.
are any of them salvageable, and would they make like a decent helmet?
No.
No?
They were very massive. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, probably about 4 foot wide and probably about like 5 feet long, like at the snoot.
Mm.
Oh, damn. No,
Yeah.
I mean not like the whole thing. I want to just rip off the dragon.
I'm
mouth
telling you, the
part.
dragon head was most of
Jesus,
the thing.
these
It was
things are-
it was
okay.
basically like a big old dragon face
Mm.
attached
So,
to artifice.
Is that boulder still rolling around? Or has
No,
come to a
it
stop?
stopped inside the center chamber.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that these other grates are like what, plugged with ooze?
No. They've been used to kind of allow the creature to move its ooze hole thing.
Got you.
It can slither its tendrils outwards to other parts of the complex.
Gotcha. So there's just like evidence that it was utilizing these things.
To,
And this
Except
one
for
over.
this one.
except for
Yeah.
that one.
Okay. And that's the one that we're prying up. So yeah.
Yep, if that's what
after
Avran's calling you for.
him, Yeah.
Yeah,
Ezra's
Avran-
gonna head over there.
Avron would ask, do you wish to go down there like you did the other one?
Well, I went down the
Okay.
stairs.
Yeah,
He only
but yeah,
yells at
there
them.
are stairs right here, aren't there?
No,
They go in
that's
that
That's
going
to a
up.
Just go
platform.
to a platform.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. This is a new place. It's a new
But
area.
this has a drop and then some stairs that go somewhere west.
We have 90 feet of rope. Or
Yeah, so
85 feet of rope with one 5-foot segment.
So when Avran suggests that Hezrod go first, Hezrod says, "What, are you afraid?"
A little.
Is that a challenge?
Fiona
Like
sighs.
he doesn't
deeply,
say it.
just
He doesn't
wanted
say it
to-
like he's like mocking him. He
Shaking
says it
your
like
head.
it's a genuine question.
Avran will go then. Avran ties the 5 feet of rope to himself, and then to the 90 feet of rope, you hold it. And then he's just gonna fucking dive.
It's a 10-foot
He's not gonna
descent.
dive.
So you
Swan
hit,
dive.
you hit the ground pretty soon after falling. You can see the ground, so it's just a 10-foot descent, and then it's a staircase that descends down. And I'll move you to a new map, for that.
So as Avran starts like moving out of sight, Hezrod shouts down, "Avran, is there anything to fight?"
I don't know! I can't see!
Yeah, because it's the dynamic lighting is old. All right, there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm right behind you. And he hops down the hole.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like there's a very nicely worked hallway, and on the left and right side of the hallway, there are paintings that have been maintained or have been held up very well. It appears that the paintings on both sides seem to kind of depict a story that continues, like starts at the beginning and moves towards the end of the hallway. At the end of the hallway, it looks like the path kind of forks to the right or snaps to the right. Looking at the pictures, it looks like there are a lot of individuals. It looks like it's a very kind of brightly colored painting, styling that is not very familiar to anyone besides Fiona. You would recognize this as very old indigenous Osirian. The people here that are depicted appear to be the old warriors of the Aeten, which were Parnak people from the far southern nation of Parnak that came up this way, kind of conquered the indigenous peoples during the earlier times. They were kind of bested by another Aeten named, you would know this in history, Ryomand, who basically allowed the indigenous people like their dignity, and forced the Aetens that were trying to destroy everything, out of the country, undoing what the bad conqueror people did.
So there's two tapestries depicting that.
Not tapestries, paintings on the walls. Yep. And it looks like the conflicts on both sides are, very kind of just modeled after historical events that you're not terribly familiar with and can't put a name or place to. But yeah, it looks like two different events, two different conflicts between the Aetens and these indigenous folks of Osiria's before Osiria was. Osiria's three kingdoms, as has been mentioned a couple of times. Each one of those kingdoms is kind of their own peoples who have kind of risen to power and joined as a kind of commonwealth, effectively. And one such group, the kingdom of Ignos, is the one that's ruled over by Ryomand, the guy I had mentioned who kind of kicked the would-be conquerors from the other two lands and allowed them their dignity, allowed them to have kings that were on equal with his nation instead of making them subservient.
So the mass healing word, that was the 5 hit points.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So Avran and Hezrod would be exploring.
Okay.
forward.
More like Avran and Hezrod be ballin'.
Okay.
Sure.
You definitely feel the temperature drop very, very, very quickly, and I don't know why it still has a initiative counter on my thing, but I am going to try and get rid of it.
So as they move down the tunnel, Hezrod kind of shivers as it gets colder, and he says, "Cold and dark, like the deep sea."
You'll see that the ground kind of is broken ahead of you. There are two kind of small alcoves, one on the left and one on the right, settled into the walls. They're not depicted on the map, but they're just kind of like small little alcoves. And in each of them, you can see a Aeten knight being kind of killed by an individual with a spear in these kind of depictions. They're like bas reliefs settled in the walls there. And the thing you can kind of notice is the lancing appears to be kind of straight through the chest, which Fiona, you would know is, from historical accounts, known as a bitter heart strike. Basically, when you wanted to make sure that the indigenous people wanted to make sure that someone was dead and dead forever, they would lance out their heart and basically either burn it or cast it off of a cliff or destroy it in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Continue.
On the floor, you can see a mass of ice that's kind of formed in the ground. It looks like a pool of some sort. It's kind of frosted over. Looks like there are some cracks in it. You can also see rime kind of all throughout the chamber. And there's kind of like a shimmer to the top of it, as if the top were kind of slick with, condensation. It looks like this pool is kind of, not exactly worked well. It looks like it's pretty makeshift. Or over time, it's kind of, the ice is expanded to break it apart. You can see the remnants of the stone kind of in and around it. There are two columns of ice that have kind of formed up out of it that connect to the ceiling. Really nothing noticeable beyond that. Fiona, as an arcanist, you would understand that this is magic. This is not a natural occurring situation here. There must be some sort of para-elemental inside of the pool that's causing this.
Avran, as a former paladin myself, I will tell you that ice is your natural enemy.
Yeah. A para-elemental just means in between air and water for cold or frost.
Okay.
Or is it quasi? I can't remember. Anyways, the point
is that an Arcana thing?
It would be, and that's why Fiona knows what it is.
Fair. I know Hezrod has a personal affinity for natural forces, but this is probably magic is outside of his wheelhouse.
I mean, you would understand that this is not natural, too.
Yeah.
Is it moving around at all?
Yeah.
So he walks in with Avran and just sort of looks around and grips his axe like he's ready to fight anything that,
Yeah. Avran too is ready, but he's just gonna keep circling around it, like in this direction, to see if there's anything hiding.
Nope, just more frost and ice. No creatures, completely dead here.
Okay.
And as Avran's doing that, Hezrod, what are you doing? Just keeping an eye on Avran?
Yeah. He's gonna kind of stay somewhere where he can keep an eye on Avran, but also keep an eye on the hallway for when the others come around. I'm assuming the others are coming around.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
What would
staying back, but within my shot of the ice, though I can't.
Okay.
Where did Avran go?
And Fiona.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he points. Hezrod points.
I'm pretty sure she would kind of like activate her detect magic eyes.
Yeah.
And kind of approach mostly like kind of the center of the pool where like most of the ice is, you said.
The core of the ice structure seems to be glowing. There seems to be something inside of the ice that is glowing. Very much so a bright red. It seems to be kind of almost as if it's lancing the dark winds itself and causing that to pull into this plane of reality.
Okay.
You would know, and again, if I'll just cover it because I'm pretty sure you already know. Red is evocation. It's kind of focused on the elemental cores. So that's the magic that's being drawn in from that space.
Yeah. She doesn't know, or would she know if messing with it would unleash this type of magic?
You're not sure, but as you're kind of focusing in on it, you can see that the source of it appears to be spear-shaped.
Interesting. She would kind of point it out to the group and say, if you want me to melt the ice, I'll do it, but I'm not sure if that will be beneficial at all.
Hezrod looks confused because he looks at her and he says, "Why melt the ice?"
She points toward the center at the spear and says, there's some sort of great destructive magic coming from that spear, and I don't know if it's going to kill the user or help them. So I'm not sure whether it's a good idea, but frankly, we haven't really done anything smart up to this point, so perhaps it is a good idea to melt the ice. And at that, she kind of like produces flame in her hand and starts at the very edge here, trying to see if she can melt it.
Okay, you can see that it does melt. It just seems like it's going to be a effort. It's not like it's you just touch fire to it and it melts away or anything. It's definitely looks like it's going to be a time situation.
Where is the thing that she's melting?
That big block of ice on the floor.
Oh, this right here. Does this go up to the ceiling?
No, that goes down into the ground.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So can we see the silhouette of the spear through the ice?
No, you can't.
Okay, yeah. So she's talking about a spear, and Hezrod doesn't.
All right.
He doesn't understand.
And she then kneels down next to the ice and starts making fire and melting the corner.
Hezrod knows how fire works, and he's pretty familiar with ice, and he knows this is going to take a while. So he kind of moves over a little bit, and then just raises his axe over his head and just starts like smashing the crap out of the ice.
Okay. Yeah, you can see it's definitely putting some effort into it. Like, you are putting work into cracking the ice. Is this the endeavor that we're going for? And how many hours would you continue doing it until you give up?
Till it opens.
Well, unfortunately, I'm out of second level spell slots, so I can't really cast Shatter again unless I use it. Well, I could cast it at third level. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hezrod. After a while, Hezrod's like, "Yeah, this is gonna take a while." So he kind of holds out a hand and he says, "Step back."
As he's about to do something very destructive, Fiona very clearly points. I know he can't see it and she doesn't know that, but she points to where the spear would be and kind of outlines it with her finger and says, just make sure you don't trigger that thing because it's very strong evocation magic.
About dead center, and she's kind of pointing at an angle that would presume you to assume. But would make you assume, would probably be a better way of saying a sentence that makes sense. It's about 12 feet down.
Okay, so what? Shatters 10-foot radius sphere. So
you can't cast it in the ice. You can cast it on top of the ice.
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, he pays like a little bit of attention to what she was saying about where to aim, but he's not terribly concerned about it. And then he's just gonna kind of cast Shatter centered on the ice above, like pretty much directly above where she was pointing.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do Shatter level 3. Kaboom.
Okay. So, you watch as the burst that Hezrod has brought forward several times comes forth, and is the most powerful variant that he's cast thus far. You watch as cracks form across the ice, and you can see like small fragments kind of form across the top of it. If you start getting to work, kind of pushing the ice away, the shape does look like some effort was put there, and it does look like it might shave a bit of time off of your efforts here. So again, I ask, how many hours do you want to work at this before you give up, or Yeah, I'm going to tell you for, however many hours you put to labor here, it's going to, cause Constitution saving throws. So I just need to know for exhaustion. So
Right.
I'd say let's just take it 1 hour at a time.
okay. Well, for the first
Like,
hour,
after an hour, we'll see what kind of progress we've made, and if it's substantial progress, keep working.
for the first hour, make a Constitution saving throw. You have disadvantage on the saving throw if you are not resistant to cold damage.
Out of
Got an
curiosity,
11.
would be holding a source of constant flame
No.
do any? Okay.
4.
Because I don't believe the spell specifically states that it produces tangible heat. Like, it does fire damage for sure, but I think while you're holding it, it's not actually burning you.
Well, I think we have enough torches. We can make a small fire if you want.
It's not going to hold up very long. If you want to set up a campfire, you can, but there's no wood really.
Does anything happen if Avran just tries to put, like, his hand in the ice?
Yeah, your hand hits against ice. Like, you were trying to put your hand into a skating
It's like
rink.
a mystical thing.
It's like, it's real ice. I mean, like, I think someone walked out onto it.
That was Averin.
Yeah, it was you.
Fake
You're the
ice.
one.
It's fake ice. It's fake ice.
Anyway, it looks like everyone failed, except for Hezrod. So, yeah, everyone gain a level of exhaustion if you're not Hezrod.
Oh no.
The DC was 10.
Damn.
It is cold. It is hard work. You're putting forward effort. Yeah, go ahead and everyone, as you're kind of continuing the process, if you're going into the second hour, is that right?
Was it? What did we get? A good amount of.
A decent amount. You've got some headway, for sure.
All right. Yeah.
If you wanted to put an effort at gauging how long it would take, do you want to try that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make either a perception or investigation check.
All right. Cool.
Sure.
Cool. 11.
11, you said? You don't know.
11 total.
Probably like 5 more hours.
Cool.
Jesus.
Cool. Does anyone else want to make that check?
I can throw that check.
Don't make just Avran do it now.
17.
Okay. If you work well and you don't suffer any kind of pains in the process, maybe 2 or 3 more hours to get to the sphere.
If all of us do it.
Continue working like this.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do it and then we'll take a long nap.
Okay. So
we're going to take a real long nap.
You'll also note that in this next portion, now that most of the kind of top blockages have kind of been pushed away, Fiona's efforts in the produce flame department are not beneficial. It seems like it's cold enough inside the core or the closer portion of the core of the ice that melting it just creates kind of a situation where it immediately freezes out. You want to take the block and chuck the block instead of creating liquid mass that continues to freeze over and
Fiona!
solidify the cracks.
Yeah.
Gory
checking-
Notice, not Avran.
Yeah.
Like, the
We need
shattered
to be-
ice.
Yeah, we just need to be shattering this, not.
Yeah. Hezrod
melting
would have
it.
been hauling blocks. Like, there's
Yeah,
no point.
You're chucking them
It's
over
cold.
into this corner over here. I get it. That's fine. You're working. If you're going to take another hour at it, Fiona, if there's any other efforts you want to try, but the produce flame issue at this point is now that there's cracks that have been formed by the shatter spell, when you melt the ice, it's just going to freeze inside of those cracks.
After that first hour and seeing their progress and seeing everything that's going on,
Yeah.
Hezrod kind of like shrugs, kind of like sheepishly, like he's a little embarrassed, and he says,
I've used much of my power. If I could rest, this would go a lot faster.
Everyone stares at Hezron blankly.
Well, we already
like,
got
holy
one
shit, he
stuff.
does have a limit.
Great boy.
You don't just keep going. I mean, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I
no,
use-
kinda like
Are
look
we trying to get this spear that's... Is it a spear or a sphere? Like, is it a
Spear, like a
spear or
stabbing
or
implement,
stabby boy?
like the
Okay.
ones that depicted in the bas reliefs.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we might want that.
Might
Yeah,
could,
and
yeah.
I mean, we've been making a lot of noise, and we've been at this for a while, and nothing's come to get us. I think it's fairly safe
Yeah.
in here.
But it's
So,
cold.
yeah, so we could like move back up to where it's
Chilly.
warmer, and then maybe take a short or even a long rest, and then come back.
Okay.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
sound like a good idea?
Yeah, Fiona's
Cool.
just gonna quickly like walk around and do like a quick investigation and see if, I don't know, anything suspicious. If there's any leaks, like it's gonna just refill immediately once we leave.
No, but if you'd like, you can attempt to kind of get an idea. Yeah, actually, you know what? Go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah, you're pretty sure that the ice of the pool was never like actually there. It's not something that was frozen over. The ice is coming out of the rent that the spear has caused in the base. So you're pretty sure if you leave this for a time, it's just going to fill back in.
Yeah. We're realizing that she actually kind of calls out to the others and says that she's going to investigate this room a bit more, especially like with her magic eyes, see if she can find any other sources of magic, anything else.
And I'll clarify for you. Like, you do spend some time looking around, but it's just a bunch of like snowy kind of rime around the room and a chamber that looks like it's kind of been built for purpose to kind of hold this space here.
Okay. She'll then join the others. Is there another hallway, or is this the only one?
This is the only, yeah, it leaves its dead end.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not too concerned about it filling in, because if I come back here with like full spell slots and all my abilities and stuff, clearing that out won't be much of a problem.
Mm.
So yeah, we'll just need to move somewhere where it's not so cold, so we're not having to constantly make checks to avoid exhaustion.
Okay. If you go back upstairs and move to kind of take a long rest, you would kind of meet up with Eric, who is outside. Looks like he's kind of gathered his stuff and made his way, you know, up to the cave mouth, but he's got his, you know, gear and his, you know, he's gathered his stuff, and he walks up to Fiona and says, well, was hoping you'd come back out, and I'm glad that you did. Sorry for leaving, but I kind of saw my life flash before my eyes as I was being pulled into that pool, and I realized I've been trying to get you all to go back to Nock, and, well, that wasn't much for a person who was capable of hurting animals or just hunting them. And I know I need to get back to mine. My family's probably worried sick. And, I don't know what I'm doing out here anymore. I'll reach out to the library through my wife's family, and we'll go ahead and get our payment for the guide work, so long as you're willing to release me from charge of staying with you any further.
Fiona nods. She clearly looks very exhausted. And she doesn't even really look surprised to hear this.
It's been a long
kind of
time
like
coming. He's been trying to get back to Nock for some time.
she kind of reaches out and goes to like give him a handshake and says, for what it's worth, I think you did a great job thus far. It's
Yeah.
like you said, it's very hard to herd cats.
Yeah, just, you know, in my line of business and what I've seen in my lifetime, you know, every moment's important, you know, and I feel like I'm kind of just wasting mine up here. Need to get back to what's important to me, you know. So I left what I could, or left what I didn't need, taking what I got, and if you need me, you know where to find me. Just reach out to me through the library or, you know, my house on the outside of the town. And good luck. Just do me a favor, and if he ends up getting killed by something and it looks like it's really bad, just know when to leave, okay?
Like a very wry smile crosses her face, and she nods and says, Oh, trust me, I came to that conclusion on day one.
Nods his head. And,
Wait, if who gets killed?
Avrin.
Oh.
And Eric leaves the party. All right. But you guys are taking a long rest right outside the camp, or are you going back into town?
I mean,
Inside
if
the
we have the
camp.
option to go back into town, beer is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'll change the music so it's not dreary.
When you guys were looking at the faces as it was disintegrating, did anyone catch a glimpse of like a little boy that matched the description of that guy's son?
No,
Like, okay, cool.
it wasn't there.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. We can tell the father that he's not good.
It wasn't in the weird gooey mess. And he's like, I'm sorry, explain to me what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just a guy who works, I do labor, I build houses and shit. What the fuck are you saying to me right now? An ooze
So-
of children?
So how many more old stones are there to investigate?
2 more.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So long rest, come back here, try to finish excavating the ice, and
Okay.
then head on to the next one.
All right. So you kind of went in there pretty much midday. Like it was mid-morning. So after your long rest, it's like mid-afternoon or evening time. And then by the time you're done breaking everything apart, it is well into the night. So you didn't really sleep during your long rest. You just kind of took the downtime, prepared yourself for the events of engagement. And so you'll have spent all of your spells and everything. I would say for the purposes of getting through the ice, it will take you the better part of all of your spells, Azrod, just to break it down to the point where you'll get to the spear.
Okay.
And that will include also your channeled divinities and also your uses of more breaking stuff.
That's fine. Like Hezrod's like, cool, I get to like cut loose. Like, hell yeah.
You
And
shave
he's just like a maestro of destruction.
you shave the time that it would have taken by like an entire hour. So instead of 3 hours, it's only like 2, or like an hour and 45. The point is after smashing the ice and moving it to the outsides, I mean, you can definitely see that the ice is filling back in spots during that, end portion. But you realize that you're moving quick enough to beat the race here. I guess I should switch back to the creepy music.
I think during the break, Fiona would have asked around the civilians if anyone has like a pickaxe.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, they have it. That helps. Cool. So hour and 30 minutes. But yeah, you managed to break up the ice enough using pickaxe, buckets, getting everything out, coming in there with the tools for the job. And eventually you get to the bottom of the pool and you can see that the spear is kind of lanced into the ice, kind of like at an angle, like a sideways angle. So you're kind of first uncovering just like the edge of it and then kind of coming down to the base of it, or the spear point of it. And you can see that it is embedded in what appears to be a very large mass of kind of reddish tissue. When I say large, I don't mean like massive. I mean kind of like football size, or like something you could palm like this. And as you kind of start to peel away the ice and move it out, you would see that it is a heart.
Oh.
So as he like pulls the spear out of like the slush and ice, is the heart like stuck to the end of it?
I would say, are you trying to make that be the case, or are you just pulling the spear out?
I mean, Hezrod wouldn't really make any sort of special effort.
Then
Like,
the spear
he would
comes
just be
out
concerned with...
of the heart.
Okay.
And very quickly
he-
after you do that, the heart disappears.
Oh shit. Fuck, did we do it again?
You have a spear.
No, did we just release some other unholy fucking evil on the world?
I don't know.
Oh no.
So yeah, he sees it stuck in the heart and he pulls the spear out and he turns around and hands it up to Fiona and she takes it, I'm assuming.
Actually, we've got a priestess of life and death. Go ahead and make an arcana, or I'm sorry, religion roll there. Priest of life and death. Make a religion roll. Go right here.
Okay. It's like, when did we get a priestess?
Yeah, my brain did it fart.
19.
Good enough. So you would actually know that the heart isn't like summoning back to its like owner or anything. The heart was more kind of signified as like a torpor state for a dead soul. The bitter heart strike that was mentioned before. When it was unlanced, it was basically sending off to the afterlife.
Oh.
It was allowing it to go to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Someone didn't want it to,
Well,
but it did.
it gone now.
Well,
They dead now.
Fucking Cardiff.
I guess there's a new god in town.
No, it was not a deity. It was definitely a human soul.
Okay, good.
Because, yeah, you already would be able to identify that
Yeah.
was just a torpor state of a soul.
So when he like hands the spear out and then he turns back around and the heart's gone, he's like, "Wah, wah, wah."
I was just here.
We got to the bottom of the ice, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And you found a spear.
Yep.
The spear's shaft appears to be made out of kind of blackish kind of stone, but it's very lightweight, almost like a kind of volcanic stone, but perfectly kind of round and shiny. The spear head appears to be made out of bronze, and it has markings along the head of it that are very fine and intricate. And you would notate that those appear to be Malbergian markings, and that is one of the 3 indigenous peoples of the realm. Malbergia is what was, or what is now, Liberis, the kingdom of the Citrine throne, the southeasternmost kingdom.
Okay. So would our swarthy friend know about this, perhaps?
Your who?
Celestial?
Oh, possibly, if you can find him.
I was going to say our swarthy celestial friend.
Yeah, if you can find Bafadil, you could probably ask him.
Okay.
Justice fighter!
You know,
We love him.
she'll actually turn to Avran. Say, you seem to have a connection with that man. Do you know where he went?
Nope.
Oh, great. Thank you. She just like
Sorry.
takes
No, his keeper.
I have no idea where the Injustice fighter went.
Because I like helping with notes because nobody takes them, just to make sure that the game
Whoa.
doesn't feel unlifted. You remember that Bafadil is now a training option in the town of Manus.
No, I
Yeah.
Oh, he's still in Manus.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he went to go look for his halfling friend.
No, but yeah, he's willing to train you in Manus, and his halfling
That is
friend
true.
is kind of around Manus, so Manus would be where
Yes.
you'd find Bafadil.
He is still in Manus.
Well, when we go to retrieve the horses, we should ask him about the spear and perhaps
I
if he
agree.
knows anything about the history.
Indeed.
I mean, that magical purveyor in town, he might know something.
That is also true.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, wasn't he just a petty thief?
He may have been.
I think he was just a thief, stealing from
I
rich
mean,
houses.
I really don't. But considering the collection of shit he had, I would not call him petty.
He seems
He's
at
definitely-
least
He's definitely top dollar thief.
Yeah.
at the
But-
very least, he is a very prevalent and expert
Prevalent
thief.
Collector.
That's like fucking Jonah
Collective.
playing Baldur's Gate 3 and this shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway,
I'm not a thief.
Don't call him out like that.
creepy
Not in
music
public.
concluded. Once you arrive back up, it is dark out. It is very the dark out.
Spooky.
So yeah, do you want to? I'll move us back to town.
May I?
Yeah. What?
Play around with the spear.
Mother, may I?
I'll play around this
You
year.
don't know.
Ah, dude, are you about to make another bad decision?
I'm always making bad decisions.
You're like, yo, this thing's cool. We haven't identified it yet. I'm gonna attune to it. Ah, fuck.
I'm not
cursed.
I mean, I don't think it's a curse. I think it's going to be a curse.
I mean, look,
not-
I'm just
that's
saying, if you
not-
accumulate enough curses, it'll cancel out your paladin levels, and you'll just be a fighter.
That's true.
Pretty shitty fighter at that. So, may I play around with the spear?
Definitely. Or you can also wait until we go back to Manus and confirm whether it's going to
That is
turn you into
so-
Ooze.
It is so
He's like walking down the street like
long.
the captain of the color guard.
It is so far from here, Fiona.
I thought we were going to call for it whenever we get to knock. Have our things delivered.
Are we doing
Sure.
that?
I thought so.
Yeah, no, because
mean, we
Nock is
can.
closer.
Yeah.
in
Knock's like
distance.
halfway between.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this goes
Oh,
without
okay, well,
saying,
we
but
can
our
send
plans have changed.
Yes.
We can send him a note.
I was gonna say, if we're sending word to send her things, we should also send for him and say, "Hey, we found a spooky object. Come meet us for coffee."
Well, I know Eric's probably long gone, but we probably could have sent a message with him.
Yeah, you took your long
Oh.
rest after he'd
Sure.
left.
Oopsie.
Yeah, he probably, let's see, let me do the math here. He was on horseback, Land's End, 1,
He
2,
horse?
3, 4,
Yeah, I took the
5,
horse that we brought.
Damn it.
6,
The one that we
7,
stole.
8, 9,
It wasn't
10.
just one
The
we
one
stole.
that
We did armor
we
though.
we
Yeah.
rescued. We
Yeah,
adopted.
rescued.
Yes, we
Adopted.
adopted.
The
He did
horse
not take
horses.
armor though. We have that.
He
Horse
is
Right.
armor.
probably, yeah, he's probably at Dunwater by now.
Dang.
Damn.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
we-
our
we-
horse,
Fast.
It's like,
Gordier and Fiona's horse, that has the armor.
that's probably,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
We
probably a
souped
couple
up.
hours outside of Nock. Like, if you rode on a
Remember-
horse at full tilt, you,
Avron's horse died.
Yeah. He got
I
8.
feel like Land's End and Dunwater are the same thing.
Dunwater, I get it. Well, it's the opposite. It's, I mean, like, it's where they meet.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So,
But, yeah.
Fiona, since we have a bunch of things to do here in this town and we're not moving for quite some time, can I play with the staff or the spear?
She'll just roll her eyes and
please.
sigh from her soul and pass it over.
And then he's gonna practice with it.
Yeah, it's a spear. It's definitely not as strong or potent feeling as your sword.
Oh, alright, he'll give it back then.
It is a spear.
He's gonna have a really like disgusted look on his face after an hour, and just
Like wielding it two-handed, it does a D8 damage. You want to go for it? You want to keep a hold of it?
I mean, yeah, I'll hold on to it. I'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'd say it's definitely worth like studying some more. I mean, it's definitely more than just a spear.
Preserve the
obviously-
heart.
You're already attuned to the sword. What else are you attuned to, Avrin?
That's it. Just the sword.
Have
we had other things that we could attune to? Oh yeah, I had the monkey's hand.
Yeah.
But I traded that in for the armor.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, did you give that up?
It wasn't a monkey's hand. It was actually a elf's hand. But yeah, it's.
It was definitely a monkey's paw.
It wasn't a
situation.
monkey's paw situation.
It was. He was lying to me the entire time. He was like, "Oh, don't worry. You can attune to it. It'll be safe." And then I was like, "No."
I said,
No.
And
"No."
now,
I'm French now. No.
and now here I am attuning to a catastrophe-like spear, that could or could not poison my soul, but we'll see.
Okay. So it is a bitter heart spear.
Ooh, okay.
And bitter heart spear gives you +1 to your attack and damage rolls with the spear. +1 bonus to all saving throws. And a +1 bonus to initiative rolls.
Alright, so I'm gonna add spear +1.
But only if you're
I'm gonna
wielding it for all benefits.
Oh, okay. Alright, so let me just rename it.
Not bad.
Really fucking cool spear.
Hjart
Indeed.
spear.
And I'll get an item card for it eventually. I've got a picture doodle of it somewhere.
Nice.
Doodle doodle doodle.
Doodle doodle.
I thought I had a card for it already, but I was lying to myself. I also thought I had a card for the recipe for... Oh, it's a different game. Never mind.
What?
Sorry, The other group, the Tuesday group, just got a bunch of shit. There was a recipe in there, but that's in.
Oh,
the other
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
You always love to hear the other groups.
the success of other people that aren't you. Yeah,
Yeah, always love to hear that.
you do.
Dude, Tuesday groups like making bank, dudes.
Yeah,
Damn.
We got so much money.
they murdered a dragon.
We did murder a dragon.
That's what I'm trying to do here, but no one wants to do it.
We'll murder
I'm
the
sorry,
dragon after we save the city.
Did you not see Hezrod reacting to the word dragons?
Yeah,
It was
no.
literally, this is the way we're walking now.
Yeah, you're right.
We had to drag him back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it gives me a +1 to initiative.
Saving throws and
And saving
attack and
throws.
damage rolls with the weapon.
Okay, and
Fancy.
now I don't know if I could add a +1 to saving
Oh,
throws.
sorry. One other thing. It does seem to have a lingering effect, but you don't know what it is. It's not a curse, but there appears to be an effect that is present that requires further identification.
Okay,
Hashtag blessed.
This would not be information that you would be able to get from attuning to it.
okay. Does anything, like, when I attune to the spear, does anything happen
Well,
in my soul jelly-like area?
no. What I mean to say is some magic
What?
items have activated abilities that require knowledge of the magic item and
Yes.
what the command word is. You do not
Yes.
get that by just holding on to it. Now,
That is true.
passive features from a magic item that you are playing with and attuned to, you would glean because you would know those benefits. But there
Okay.
is an ability on the item
That
Yeah.
requires a command word.
requires some sort of activation.
Okay, got you. Indeed. Alright. So how much does the individual at the magic shop have a scroll of identify?
200 gold pieces.
200.
That ain't bad.
I got 16.
That is a lot less than 200.
We have. Hold
Indeed.
on. Let me bring up what we have in party stores.
Wait, we've talked about this. I don't think we should shell out that much money for a single use of identify. On an
Avram
yeah, we did talk
wasn't
about that.
there.
Using until we find our friend.
We only
Avram
have
wasn't there.
812 gold.
No, it'd
Yeah, let's
probably
save
be
it for,
best
like,
if
another
we
horse.
if we get to knock. I'm sure there is a wizard there powerful enough to cast identify for us on the cheap.
Don't we have a wizard here powerful enough?
He still doesn't know.
I mean, you know,
Wizard.
Hezrod thinks that like anybody who uses magic is a wizard except for him. He's just awesome.
Fair enough.
Don't we have a wizard powerful enough to cast identify?
It's gonna take a while, and then yes, I'm working on it.
Not yet. Shut up.
Haven't read that book yet, okay?
Listen, I ordered it on Amazon. It got lost in the mail.
You need to get
The
on
whole
that,
thing.
Fiona. You need to get on that.
So,
So, I will buy the
Mm.
identify scroll
With
Okay.
your own money?
with the
your
money
16 gold.
accumulated by the party and friends.
Well, how much begging do you intend to do in one day?
Also, you guys a stealer? I don't think
Enough
I'm
to
doing this
get
on purpose.
what he wants.
it's party dynamic.
Yeah, so after they get out of the dungeon and they're, it's in the night and I'm assuming we're retiring for the evening.
Yeah, because you haven't slept. You've long rested. These are two different things. So you'll
We need
still
to
need to
sleep.
sleep. And I would say, too, you long rested, so your exhaustion's gone, but you would have worked after that, and just assuming at least one of you would have failed it. At least one of
I'm
you's
sure it
exhausted.
would have been me.
Yeah, Glordir's
Oh.
exhausted.
Me too, because I just rolled
Whew,
bad.
I got exhausted just watching you.
You know what would really cure it?
He's not used
Beer.
to hard
Beer,
labor.
It's like they can tell just by the way Hezrod's walking into town. They're like, we know where he's going. He's going to where the taps never run dry.
Beer town.
There's actually a path just like directly straight through all of these houses.
Do you want to do a quick scout of the other two old stones or no?
No.
Can we?
Yeah, it's nighttime. You'll just be doing it.
No.
Oh, I mean it. Oh well, true. They could have more.
Well, you
Those
don't have to go
creatures.
into like dungeons, like, and you can
Just, like-
you can retreat from monsters. You don't have to fight.
Yeah, well,
You just hold the
Avran,
shoulder buttons, and then you can get out of there.
Avran will do it. Avran will just be like, "I'll do it
Okay,
to earn the 200 gold. I
absolutely.
will do
For
whatever
simplicity's sake, you go to the middle Old Stone, and there isn't really much left in the matter of ruins. But what you do find is there is an old statue that appears to be kind of up a bit, and like what seems to be a remnant of a trail that leads up onto that mesa, that old rock. Again, you're not sure what would be up there, but the old statue looks like it is very similar to the icons that were featured inside of the catacombs under C. Very similar to the spear wielders. But weather's kind of broken the spear that it might have been holding at the time. If you do ascend up to the tops, there isn't anything there. With some searching, you do find what appears to be a patterning on the ground. And Fiona, being trained in Arcana, you would realize that this is a teleportation circle. Which, if you'd like to write it down, you can memorize its positioning for future reference. The spell teleportation circle allows you to come to this place if you know the pattern. And then
That's useful.
moving to 6A, I would like everyone to make either a perception or investigation check, your choice. And depending on what you choose, you will get different results.
Hezrod's rolling perception.
Okay.
What was the other one? Investigation?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm doing investigation.
Wow.
Lucky number
Twins.
13. Triplets, even.
So many
Oh,
13s.
shit. You're right.
Okay.
Hey.
So it's dark. You're looking around. You're not able to see much. But Fiona, you start looking around the place and you start to realize there's a lot kind of going on here in this space. Like there's a lot of places that would be really easy to hide in, kind of sneak away into. And after a fashion, kind of studying it, you very clearly kind of understand that there is one kind of up-angled area where one of the higher floors has kind of dropped down on like a second floor and created a bit of a lean-to. And inside of that small space, it looks like there's been someone up there who's been hiding up there, and looks like there's a bit of a fire going.
Okay, so immediately she very cautiously calls up, in the nicest tone she can muster, Spike, if that's you, your father has sent for us to find you, dear. We just want to help.
You hear kind of like a panicked kind of scurrying, and then you see a kid kind of fall about 10 feet out of the back of the lean-to, and kind of slam into some bushes, and like, ah! and try and like kind of scurry into the bushes. Do you point it out?
As soon as he starts like falling out of there, Hezrod's like scrambling up the hill to get him because
Okay.
clearly he's trying to run away, and Hezrod's not about to let him.
You catch
Like,
him. He does appear to be holding a dirk, which he like very scared kind of tries to bring to bear upon you.
That's fine. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
Okay.
Adorable.
You know what? You go ahead and roll a d20. I'm just
Not
gonna
20.
I'm gonna let it just be out in the open there. You can be the determiner of your own misfortune.
9.
No,
Great.
it bounces off of your armor shell, and
Hezrod just says,
you're able
Do
to
not do that again.
you're able to very kind of you look down at him as he hits you, and you just kind of like, you know, okay. And he looks scared, and then kind of looks over to Fiona, like looks like he's ready to run, but she had said something, and he says, he's looking for me.
Fiona nods and then, like, very much like approaching a scared raccoon, she like has both her hands up and is taking small steps and says, yes, he's very worried. Obviously, he said that he's sorry and he just wants you to come home. He does not care if you got in any kind of trouble, dear. We know what happened.
You see his face kind of like You know about the others?
She very, very cautiously starts to pull out the arrow and says, "Yes, we found this in the water."
You, as you do that, you kind of look at him, and he's scruffy, like he's been living out here for a couple of days. You don't know what he's been eating, but it doesn't look like he's, famished or anything. So he's at least, been able to keep himself pretty decently fed. You would note that his right leg looks like it has a bandage on it. Based on what you can tell, it looks like he might have been struck by an arrow, and he's kind of taken to bandaging himself. Golradir, seeing this, make a medicine check. Yeah, looks like he did a great job.
We're sleepy.
I was gonna say, as soon as she sees it in Golradir's head, he would hear, "Can you please take a look at that?"
And he's like, great.
So Hezrod's holding
He
him. And he's
bandaged
kinda
it.
Hezrod's holding him, and he like looks at him, and he thinks about what he saw out on the islands for a moment, and he says,
Did you kill that man with the rock?
Yeah, I did.
After a moment, he lets go of him, and he says,
You are braver than I thought.
Well, I ran away.
It's no matter. You did what you had to. Come with us. We will keep you safe. You can tell us more about what happened.
Yes, your father is very worried. He wants you to come back home safe.
Okay.
He said he's not sending you to that house. What was it, Calibor?
Oh, good.
He's not angry. And as she's like watching his expression, can she make out just how shocked he looks? Like
Yeah, make an insight roll.
okay.
Are there any red lines connecting him to anywhere?
Yeah, he is actually tethered to a red line. No,
He is the red line.
It's his tail.
He's actually the Oblex.
Ah!
He doesn't seem flustered. It's almost like you've done this before. You've studied for a long time, been in the books, been up in the higher areas. In fact, the first time you read the document, you were kind of like up and away in your own world, and when you kind of got back into talking to another human being or other kind of like sentient species, like you just were awkward and didn't really know how to interact, and you feel like that's the vibe you're getting from this kid. Like he's been recluse, and now he's trying to be social here.
Fiona pulls out her blanket from her knapsack and goes to wrap it around him and motions for Gloridir to pick him up again.
Yeah.
And says, let's just get you home safe, okay? We can talk about your friends in the morning.
This blanket's nice, and I promise I'm not going to try and run or anything, but I've got some stuff up there I need to get.
Good. So we're waiting till tomorrow?
Oh, I'm going to grab my stuff and I'll go with you wherever. That's fine.
Could you tell us
No.
children?
What?
The other two children?
Yeah, they got taken by the ones with the boats.
Oh, so they did get taken by the boats.
They are in the boats.
Yeah, Fiona kind of sends a look to Avron and says, but we don't have to talk about it right now. I know it's very traumatic. And, like, clips at Avron again.
Avron's just going to look at you like trauma.
Go get your things,
It looks like
and
they
then
were...
we'll go into town and have a nice little nap.
He kind of openly just says, it looks like they were headed to Layla Point.
Where is that?
It's that way, and kind of gestures kind of west of here.
Layla Point?
Yep. It's a small little town. I've been up there a couple of times with Dad. Yeah, there's a couple folks that have been living here for a while, and we're doing some trading with them.
Hezrod kind of pushes him gently in Golradir's direction. And he says,
No, you stay here with the others. I will get your stuff.
Okay, well, watch out. There's a trap.
What kind of trap?
It's hard to explain. I can just go get it, though.
Hezrod rolls his eyes, his big fish eyes, and he says,
Fine, fine.
Okay.
Come with me.
Well, you see the kid very nimbly get up there with very little issue, like a child is wont to do, like parkouring up into
Yeah.
the space.
like, he's obviously done this before.
Right, and it doesn't look like the leg is like being favored or anything. Like it looks like he's moving on it pretty well, and he did just drop out of that position into the brush and just ready to run. But he comes back down with a bindle and a couple things under his arms, and he goes with you.
Great.
Come on, kid. I'll get you a beer.
No, we're not buying him a beer.
He looks like he might
No,
be 14.
the beer's free. The beer's free.
He looks like he might be, somewhere between 12 and 14. Probably about 4 foot tall, maybe a little taller, with the
little
horns.
a little beer.
Baby beer.
A baby beer. This big.
Baby beer, do 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 do.
You haven't cast Spiritual Weapon in a while, Ezra.
It's true.
Anyway.
I mean, we were in a fireball situation.
That's fair.
Fireball.
He
Baby
looks
shark.
he looks like he is he kind of walks with like a bit of confidence. Like Jonah, like you've seen all different types kind of, take to the sword, and he looks like he might be in a militia one day. He looks like he could handle himself.
I couldn't be prouder.
Just based on his, posture and stance.
Good.
But yeah, you head back into town. You're taking him to his father, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You come up to the house, knock on the door. You hear kind of a, okay, yeah, 1 second, hold on, I just gotta put these pants on. All right.
Have some decency, man.
The door opens, and you see him kind of like groggy. Looks like he's, probably put in a full day's worth of work. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Spike." And he kind of like looks at the boy, and you can see the boy's kind of taking a bit more of a sheepish kind of stance, and he kind of is waiting. And
Everyone's gonna push the boy a little bit forward into his dad.
The dad kind of grabs a hold of his shoulders, kind of drops down to a knee. He's kind of looking at him, kind of looks angry, but you see it kind of like wash away as he kind of pulls the boy in for a hug. And the kid, looks like he's kind of awkward, like in the hug, like he's not sure how to feel, doesn't really have an idea of what's going on in his dad's head. And he kind of stops the hug, gets up and looks at him and says, "No trouble, nothing. If you told these folks what happened with you and everything, then that's great. It sounds like they're looking for the other kids, and don't you worry. They were able to find you. I'll be able to find them. Okay, Spike? Get on in here. Go wash up. Like a ragamuffin." And
I will kind of like gently chime in with, if it's all right with you, we'll come back in the morning to ask some questions once everything's calmed down.
sure. Go right here, being as perceptive as you are, you see that as he's kind of walking away, Spike kind of looks over his shoulder, and you hear him mutter, "I am a ragamuffin." Because that's the name of his group. And the father kind of, sees you out, shuts the door, and you head on to whatever you're doing. Where are you going next?
He looks back. Hezrod
Here.
actually like waves at him.
Boy one rescued,
Yeah.
One boy down.
One
more
two
boy,
more.
and one more girl.
A not so lost boy.
Touche.
Before going back to like sleep, I think Fiona is going to suggest going to the tavern and spreading the word about the location of these kidnappers, so the
Yeah.
townspeople know what's going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
'Cause he
And
had
if
said that they were the trader. They had traded with them before. Was that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've traded with the people up in Layla's Point before. They don't like talking to them because they worship not. They don't worship the Roaring Triumvirate. They kind of like they have like a cult that they kind of adhere to. But as you're kind of spreading the word at the tavern, Blair Warridge kind of comes over to I forget who she spoke to when he came in. I think it was Hezron and Goradir, and says,
Yeah.
"Did you go check out the old stones? Figure that all out?
Yeah.
Is that where you found the kid?
Yeah, he was in the one most north.
Well, if it's clear enough for him to survive, I'm sure the House Serrato would be very happy to take it up. Great, perfect, great job. If you folks need anything, I mean, again, beer is beer, but if you need any services or anything, I can help you with that. I know a couple of things I can help you kind of with some, certain things if you're interested in learning. Yeah, thank you so much for handling this business for House Serrato.
You're
Go ahead.
very welcome.
If you all want to negotiate for some scrolls of identify, now might be a good time.
Oh, he doesn't have, or she doesn't have any.
Well, they might be able to get them for us. Either way, Hezrod doesn't care about that kind of stuff. He's drinking.
Yeah.
If
She,
Amron is there, he'll ask. They'll be like, "Hey, could you attempt to get some identifying scrolls?"
well, kind of putting it into a mechanical. She knows that guy, but doesn't like him. They're not
Fair.
they're not on the best of terms. If you remember, he also said he doesn't like the tavern area. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not a yeah. But what you will note is that she will explain to you that she's willing to kind of instruct you on learning some new things, if you're interested. She will explain to you that she can secure you some recipes for specific drugs, quote unquote, which would mainly be alcohol, which is a option for making. She brews her own here. So you would have the opportunity to learn that. She has a couple of training options. She can train you in brewer's supplies, I believe it's called. And she can also train you in cook's utensils. To learn either, it will take a 6-day to gain proficiency, and also it will take 250 gold pieces to gain the training. Again, the 250 gold pieces isn't paying for her to train you; it's paying for her to be able to train you because it takes resources.
Time and material.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is
learning how
fun.
to
I
brew
mean,
would be nice.
Yeah, we've got like a nice roadmap for our retirement plan going on.
Could everyone
Yeah.
learn how to cook?
Cook's utensils is an option. She just said, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like, sorry. To the party, would you mind if Avran learned how to cook from this woman, the
Oh,
bar owner?
He said
You know-
woman so dismissively. Sorry.
Sorry.
I mean, what is this like? Is this a con to try and get 200 gold pieces for a scroll of identify?
No,
Yeah,
it's
no.
legitimately.
this is
to-
training.
It's training to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be here that long though?
Yeah,
I
so
mean, there is a dragon that needs slaying.
6 days, and you don't get to go and kill dragons. You have to spend 6 full days with
Yes,
her
after the 6th day, on
learning
the 7th day, we will go kill
the
that
proficiency.
bitch-ass
On
dragon.
the
I
7th
don't think Fiona's
day.
gonna want to sit in this kind of like frankly swampy town for 6 days doing nothing. Like she's
Yeah,
gonna want to either
Hezrod's not interested in that.
save
Like
the dragon.
maybe
Look
later,
harder.
but they've
Yeah.
got a list of things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
so
the
if
thing
they-
is that if we finish the things that they need help with, then we have that. In
Sure.
theory, we have that house, so then we can just
What were
And
you
we have
saying?
whenever.
What were
yeah?
you saying, Jesse?
I was just gonna say, I feel like once we've gotten through all of like the most vital, like saving the children, then we can make a list of all of like the chores we want to learn.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
Well,
I see.
another thing too is if it only takes one person doing you don't have to do all 6 days in a stretch. You could do one day, come back later after killing a dragon, do another day, so long as you get the 6 days done sequentially, or not sequentially. You get 6 days done.
Yes.
So yeah,
So we don't have to wait until the 7th day to kill that bitch ass dragon.
what you could do is Avran could go into cooking school while everyone else is doing what they want to do day one, and say one of those options is go up to Layla's Point and investigate, leaving Avran back in town. And then if anything untoward happens, retreat, secure an Avran, break the day cycle, and go and get the business handled.
Definitely worth keeping in mind.
Mhm.
So we have a teleportation circle. There's a house on offer if we manage to complete all these chores. Also, in the process of completing these other chores, we might accumulate more money, which could go towards this training and stuff,
And
as well as scrolls of identify.
you're gaining favor with one of the 10 houses of Nog.
And Avran learns how to cook.
Also,
Wait. If we're learning anything, Avran, instead of cooking, you want to learn how to do leather so we can get a big
no,
holding?
sorry, that's not an option here.
It's
She can only train cooking or
or-
brewer's tools.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying,
brewer's
Fiona found some
tools.
tidbits. Like, Fiona knows there are some people in this town. She's
There
heard
might
rumors.
be a leather worker in town.
Rumors. So she's like,
Yeah.
why don't we just like play it out, do all the tasks, see how many people we
I
win
mean,
over
if you can
before we-
find a leather worker, he'll do it.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
I'm down for making you our leather king. As long as we figure out a way.
I mean, he does love getting.
I'm sorry,
smacked
the
around.
what?
I've got the strangest boner.
I have to go. I have to go now.
Bonk.
I'm so sorry. Apologies. Oh my gosh! I just envisioned like a goth Avran, like, you know.
It is 30 minutes. It is 30 minutes past my bedtime. I need to go now.
All right. I miss him already.
All right. So
But no,
Avran,
seriously.
aka Leather King.
We love to
Sure,
see
I'm
it.
down for that.
We just have to save some babies first.
So are we going to save the children first, or learn about the whereabouts of the children, or are we
Well,
going?
first, we want to take a nap.
Yeah, you gotta
We've
sleep.
already done that.
No, you long rested. We've covered
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
okay.
We
So
haven't
before-
slept yet.
Before we
In the
go
morning,
to bed,
we're gonna save some children.
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
before we go to bed, do you want to go to Layla's Point and
No, it's
investigate?
like
No.
deep dark
it's-
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
gonna go to
It's
bed.
like bedtime.
No.
Bedtime.
I know, but in the morning, do you want to go
Oh, in the
Yes.
morning.
investigate?
That is definitely a problem
First
for
thing.
tomorrow.
Or
Yes.
are we going to go investigate the dragon?
To streamline this process, let's go ahead and just kind of settle it to you go to sleep in trance.
Yes.
You awake in the morning at the tavern for breakfast. Okay.
Yes.
On serve is like, you know, some scrambled eggs, mutton, and you know, you start planning ahead for the day. This is basically where you're going to engage in what you're doing for the day. To get to Layla's Point, it would take you only about an hour. If going to Layla's, or maybe 2 hours, if going to Layla's Point is your activity, I would say that'd be your just day's activity. If you're wanting to engage in that kind of process. If you want to investigate the town further for, you know, more children seeking, you know they're not here, so that's obviously a moot point.
The dragons.
There's the dragons, but those are well off, so that's actually going to be something you'd want to, you know, leave
Prepare
with.
for.
Yep. And then the only other option that you have here is the missing patrol, which that's also not very far away either.
Is the missing patrol in the same general direction as the dragons?
Yeah, I thought that was related.
It is in the same general direction as the dragons, but it's closer.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, I've got a hunch those things might be related, but we've already saved one kid. We know that the other kids were kidnapped by death cultists, so taking our time is probably not a good idea.
Yeah. I can
So-
respect that.
They're strong,
Layla's Point.
young individuals.
So, do we have one of those suits of armor that we took off? Any of the? Did we scavenge any of that?
You
Yeah,
could've,
yeah.
but-
I took the stuff off the dead guy that got brained.
Yeah.
Like, cool. So, we get to Layla's Point. Like, Hezrod's just gonna be walking around town with like this armor. He's basically just gonna be asking people like, "Hey, do you know where these people are?" Because Hezrod's
Ooh,
not
better
subtle.
yet. Is that armor come with a visor?
No.
Oh,
That-
No,
The guy
no.
got brained. He was not
brained.
wearing a helmet. It's not-
Yeah.
well, would any of our figures fit that piece of armor?
No. It would take
Definitely has rod.
some... The one that would be the easiest to do would be Golradier.
Okay, I'm just thinking if we could maybe step
I
it
don't
up
think
a
I'm
little
able to wear that.
Well, I mean, you can wear any
Oh
armor.
no, I can. I'm proficient in heavy armor.
Yeah, you can wear any
Wow.
armor you want, even if you're not proficient with it, whether or not it's worthwhile. And also,
Right.
if you're wearing armor you're not proficient with, the only penalty is you can't cast spells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's
I-
Splint Mail. That would
Um,
actually be a
That's
pretty
like-
hefty boost to your AC.
Yeah.
But
Do you
it's got
want it, Golden?
it's got the upside down version of your holy symbol on it. Do you want to wear it?
No.
Not to
But if you run
mention,
into these cultists, you could pretend you're like a new recruit.
it also has brain chunks in it. So
Brain
The
chunks.
cousin
my
of a new
favorite.
Yeah, the new recruit option isn't a bad idea, but deception for Golradier. Yeah, let's see if it works.
I think we're all just going to fuck, what's the word?
Finish our sentences.
Yes, that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna trick him into wearing the split mail.
Trick who?
Golradier.
Golradier.
I don't
Oh,
think we need to trick them. I think we can just say, Golradier, hey,
I mean,
you look
I personally don't think that's going to work out very well. I think
You don't
we
think?
should. No, I think we should go to Layla's point. Everybody has their own talents and skills, and I think that if we go to Layla's point and start trying to figure out where this death cult is at or what they're up to, I think our best bet at accumulating information would be if everybody plays to their strengths, as opposed to trying to do something duplicitous. Like Hezrod especially, like you really cannot convince him to participate in any sort of con because that's not how he rolls, and he doesn't really see the point in being duplicitous.
Fair.
And he's like, I'll just punch somebody in the face. Like, why do I need to talk to them? So I mean, there's definitely we definitely have options, and I don't think trying to pass Golradier off as a member of this cult is the best one.
He's also probably way too chill to be in a death cult.
Yeah, like
That sounds about accurate.
I mean,
yeah,
just-
man, I'm just here for a good time. It's like, pretty sure you came to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Just here for a good time, man. Not a long time. Well, in my case, yes.
I mean,
You're an elf. They are pretty much the same thing. Like, oh, I'm not gonna be here very long, and it's like 30
It's-
years later.
the why not both gift.
I mean, wasn't that
I
long.
mean, yeah, let's go to Layla's point.
Okay, you're going as
Go
a
get
group.
us some death cultists.
Yeah.
Okay, so they explain to you that if you follow the road up and then at the at a specific point, they kind of explain to you that you'll kind of take a winding path that kind of leads out and around. I'll show you on the map. I think that'll probably be easier than trying to explain what I'm trying to say, because my words aren't working. But if you look at the map, you can see how Land's End is kind of like at the top portion of Blackavon.
At the Land's End.
Yeah. Basically, if you kind of swoop around down from Land's End, Layla's Point's kind of like right on the opposite side. That makes sense?
Yes.
Is it there where I put the Averin token?
Basically. Very basically, yes.
Okay.
No, sorry. Too far. Up one.
Up one? Okay, gotcha. Right there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would make more sense.
It's kind of
for an
kind
hour
of like
trip.
there's the bend, and then it like wraps around, and Layla's Point's like right on the other side of the small little water bay that kind of is settled in between Land's End and Layla's Point.
Gotcha.
And I'll put a map icon for it here in a bit. I'm going to zoom in on that for the purposes of pinging, but yeah, it'd be like right there. Okay. If that's the case, you kind of walk, find the road path that they had mentioned. It's not like a very large or noticeable path, but once you kind of get onto it, you do find a road sign that says, this way to Layla's Point. And you keep walking on that way until you come to a very large hill on the kind of waterway. Now, the map is I know the compass rose says that it's right, but it should be facing the other direction. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, it
So
shouldn't.
north is
It should
south
not be
and south is
facing.
north?
Apologies. No, it's not. Because here's why. See how it kind of curves and coils? It's kind of like on the edge of that. So it's actually right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you come down and then move in, and then it's like that small little point.
Oh shit! This is Layla's Point.
What's that? Yeah, we're on the map now,
This
right?
dinky little, this dinky little settlement here.
Yeah, it's not even a hamlet. So there's a massive
Okay.
hill. That's the thing that's kind of blacked out, and you can see that at the bases of the hill, or the base of the hill, it has kind of these large, kind of open mouth caves that are very ominous looking. Definitely doesn't look like very welcoming at all. But the path leads up to, a handful of houses, not too many, and yeah, it looks pretty lame.
Um. Did we have a name for these death cultists?
Death
The
cults.
death cultists.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like if they had like a name that we had been given.
Mm-mm.
All we know is that they
That's
have
not the
the
right one.
upside down symbol of
Right.
Alwyn, correct?
Correct. They are
Yeah.
they are worshippers of Alwyn, and
Mhm.
they worship the death aspect.
Yes.
So
Life domain, death domain.
Yes, that is accurate.
yeah. As they walk past the mines, Hezrod kind of like he looks him over and kind of like takes a few moments to just check him out, but he doesn't stop walking and he just like kind of lumbers into town.
Okay. So, unlike the town that you were just in, the people do appear to be kind of out and about. The very first building that you kind of come to, the person who's kind of sitting outside appears to have a tanning rack kind of right outside of his house. There are the skins of what appear to be possibly deer or elk that have been kind of freshly made taut on the racks. And he kind of looks over to you, very grizzled. Very hardy, and very kind of just surly also, and says, "Can I help you? Welcome to Layla's Point. I'm the head of the town."
Excellent.
Hezrod kind of like squats down and he carves in the ground with his finger like the symbol he's looking for,
You know,
and he says,
We are looking for a group that bears this symbol. They are evil men.
don't know anything about it. Be on your way. Courtier, make a perception check.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that guy's bullshitting me.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to roll. But I was perception for
sorry.
Courtier.
I'm trying. My character sheet went small. 25.
You see 3 small boats, matching the description of the boats you've been given by the kid, because you did speak to him in the morning.
Yes.
And they appear to be right over here.
So the guy tells Hezrod to be on his way, and Hezrod doesn't budge. He actually steps closer, and he asks again. He says,
Where can I find these people?
Don't want any trouble. Do not want any trouble.
Then tell me what I want to know.
Yeah, that's fine. You're trying to intimidate me. I mean, I get that. That's a thing.
Everyone's gonna sit behind him looking all menacingly with his arms crossed.
But typically for an intimidation to work, I'd have to be more afraid of you than I am of them. That ain't so.
Well, that's fair.
That is
Do
fair.
you happen to know if they
Hezrod-
had children with them last
Sorry,
you saw?
can't be helping you at all in your questions. And like I said, you better be on your way. You're
Hezrod thinks for a moment because obviously this guy isn't trying to protect them. He's scared for himself.
you're messing with the wrong crowd, and I don't suggest you
Are they in there?
keep at
He's
it.
gonna point towards the mountain.
Can't help you.
They prey on children. They are cowards. I do not
That's
fear
right.
cowards.
So in
He
his
is a-
head, he hears, all right, this is a private channel between you and I. No one else can hear it. It's just you and me. If you have any information, you can tell me now. We are going to kill these cultists. We want no trouble, and your name will not be mentioned. Are they in the cave, yes or no?
Not to be mean, you hear in your head as a reply, but I don't think you folks have what it takes to deal with what you're dealing with, and it's probably already the case that they're looking at you since you're here. I highly suggest that you be on your way. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with a lot of teeth, a lot of claws, a lot of angry zealots. And you see his face kind of go, and he kind of looks over at the caves, and then looks over at you. Have a good one. Hopefully you make it back to wherever you came from nice and safe.
That's right.
She just smiles, and in his head, he hears, thank you for your help. We will go in the caves. And for the record, each one of us has an extremely powerful weapon that we found in some horrible magical cave, so I do think we actually have a chance.
He shrugs and
Some of us have two.
moves over
And some
to
of
his
us have
You didn't hear
none.
that.
moves over to a standing rack and starts kind of like scraping, at the material to kind of make it nice and flat. And he just kind of looks at you and says, "Okay, well, best of luck." And
She points towards the caves and says to the rest of them, clearly, they're monitoring this entire island. They probably already know we're here. I still think we should have done a different approach, but here we are. Let's go to the caves. She starts walking towards this entrance.
okay,
I mean, we just need the kids back.
Yeah.
Gordier, with your perception as you're kind of like having that conversation, you saw the boats, but you see one of them like is already at like in the water, like a good 30 or 40 feet out in it, and is kind of moving away. Doesn't appear to have anybody on it, but it's going
Oh, that's spooky.
How far out is it?
about 40 feet.
I can get that.
40 feet out
Easily.
from shore, not 40 feet out from where
Yeah.
you're at.
That's fine. I
It's like
mean,
150 feet from where you're at.
oh, it's out that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You'd have to, like, zoom.
Yeah, by the time you
So-
kind of move over to it, it's heading on
So
down.
does Hezrod see? Does Hezrod see that boat moving away?
Nah.
Fair. But we do know that these are the boats that were matching the description.
Well,
we were given?
again, Gordier so far is the only person who's seen the boats.
Yeah.
And he hasn't mentioned anything yet so far. So
Oh, okay.
if he does now, after you're done
Yeah.
talking to the guy,
Point. Yeah.
yeah,
Point over at the boats. Aren't those the boats that we were told about?
and the empty boat is, now
And
100 or so feet out.
that other boat.
Yeah. So if Gordier points those out, Hezrod kind of looks around the town again, and then he makes his way over to the boats.
Okay.
And he does like a quick inspection of the boats, sees if there's anything in them.
Mhm.
Are they empty?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
completely
then he
empty.
just starts
You can make
Destroying them with his
you make an
axe.
investigation or a survival or a perception check.
Okay, yeah, let's do perception. That's a 19.
Okay. So you can see what appear to be kind of drag marks in the sand that are relatively old, but decently noticeable enough, that seem to kind of move up to this cave. In the boats.
He waves the others over, and he points. He indicates the drag marks and points to the cave.
The cave that Avron's by? Or this
No,
one?
this one here.
Oh, okay. This one.
There's like a cave entrance there,
Mm.
and then he takes his axe and starts destroying the boats.
Okay. Okay. Gordier, you would notice that something seems to be looking out the caves at this happening. Avern, are you moving to the cave by yourself and are going in?
Dude, why? No, come with us.
Don't
Just
do
come
it.
with us, man.
Don't do it, dude.
There's two voices in my head.
Avran
One-
gonna Avran.
Come to
No,
this
he'll
cave
go with
with
the
us.
party. He'll go with the
Yeah.
party.
Okay, you made the
We'll
right
go
choice
with
there,
the
buddy. I'm
party.
proud of you.
Thanks, bud.
We're in this together.
We're all in this together.
Okay, no, you know what? You can go. You can just. You're on the right track. I trust you.
As you kind of finish breaking it up, and Averin kind of moves over towards the cave to look in, you see kind of a face
With the
kind of
goggles.
yeah. Well, yeah, you can see into it, and you would see a kind of face kind of pop out and look towards you.
Punch him in the face.
The face in question appears to be that of a shark. The
What?
shark-looking man kind of looks out past you, and in perfect language of the merfolk, says, "Defiler, leave this place or die. We serve to our power. We serve to the Lady of the Deep."
Now, was he saying that to Hezrod?
Yeah, loud enough for him to hear.
Yeah, Hezrod doesn't care until he says "Lady of the Deep," and then like mid-swing he stops and he turns and he looks at him with like murder in his eyes. And
You see way better teeth than what you've got with your shaved points. Like
Oh no.
it looks like his are natural. And you see a Sahagin staring back at you. You know what a Sahagin is, right?
I do.
So-
and
so
I'm
does
sure
Hezrod.
Hezrod does too. What's the relationship between
Sahagin eat merfolk.
Okay, yeah. So he looks over. He identifies it as a Swahagin, and
However it's pronounced. I'm bad at pronouncing words. Sahagin,
Yeah,
is that right?
that's about right. Yeah. I mean, it sounds better than the way I said it.
Alright.
And
I'm
once
Googling
he
it.
identifies it's a Sahagin, he doesn't even hesitate and just Eldritch blasts him.
It's a chittle.
And he
It's a fly-
screams in Merfolk, "Monster!"
Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna say, for just the sake of my sanity, we are
Well, he says
10
monster Merfolk.
yeah, we are 10 minutes out from
Yes.
end time, but I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna end early tonight. Because
Okay.
this is just like the guy said, stirring up
Whole ass
a
encounter.
whole ass bee's nest of
We
Nice.
will hornets.
fuckery. This is
Can I roll my attacks?
Listen, you're eating
no,
kids.
because he wasn't
Oh.
close enough for you to run out to him, and he Eldritch Blast? Are you Eldritch Blasting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of cover. He's only popping his head out, so go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah,
I'll allow
18,
that.
22.
Yeah, 22 will hit. No, 22 will miss.
But damn.
He's
Okay.
hiding. He's got +5 AC from the wall. Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, they blast against the cave, and you see his eyes kind of like light up, like in like a predatory sense, and his teeth kind of become even further bared as he kind of like makes a wide smile. But yeah, we'll leave it.
I'm gonna fucking tear through this place.
We'll leave it there. We will start the initiative. We'll start the encounter that you're jumping into next session. Those who are watching, next session will not be next Friday, as I will be having my anniversary. We'll be skipping a Friday, and we will be moving the session to, I believe it's Black Friday, 26th. Is that? And we'll discuss it off screen if that's okay for everyone. All right, thanks for watching.
So not next Friday, but
the Friday after. Yeah,
Friday
that's right.
after. Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. Stop the stream.